starters are loosening up. The grounds crew is putting the finishing touches on the field. And the anthem singer is warming up. It's time for the on-deck circle. Now with a preview of today's game, here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
Well, a very pleasant good evening and welcome to Salt Lake Bees baseball. Another picture postcard perfect night here in Tucson. The Bees try to turn things around as they take on the Tucson Sidewinders. Steve Klauke with you as the Bees have had some tough luck here in this series, leading late in ball games but unable to hang on. On Thursday night, the Bees had a 4-3 lead going into the bottom of the ninth inning, but the Sidewinders scored twice on Greg Jones to win it 5-4. Yesterday, the Bees tied the game with a run in the ninth inning to make it 5-5. Scored 2 runs in the 10th on a double by Jeff Mathis to go up 2, but then Jason Bulger surrendered 3 runs. And it all started with Jason walking the first 3 batters in that 10th inning to give the Sidewinders an 8-7 victory. The Bees' 15th blown save of the 2006 season. That's tops in the PCL. Despite the loss, though, the Bees only lost a half game in the standings as Portland split their doubleheader, losing the first game in 9 innings 5-4, and then 3 pitchers combined on a 7-inning perfect game in the nightcap, 5-0 over Sacramento. The Beavers in second place, 3.5 games behind the Bees. Tacoma trails by 4, and Colorado Springs is 9 off the pace. Meanwhile, Tucson maintains a 2.5 game lead over second place Las Vegas in the Pacific South. The 51s defeating Tacoma last night by a score of 9-7. Sacramento 5.5 back, and Fresno trails by 11 in 1/2 games. The Sidewinders red hot. They've won 6 in a row and 10 out of their last 12. The pitching matchup for tonight's game, for the Bees, it's going to be left-hander Joe Saunders, who has a chance to become the first 8-game winner in the Pacific Coast League tonight. He's 7-2. And for Tucson, left-hander Mike Bassick, who started out in the bullpen, is now a starter and has won 5 and lost none. Just a reminder that if the Bees pitching staff tonight combines to strike out 10 or more batters in a 9-inning game, Cal Solio Distributors and Kendall Oil will donate $125 to the Multiple Sclerosis Society of Utah. Kendall Super D3 engine oil, designed to give you what you need. It's happened 5 times this year, making the total donation at this point $725. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at last night's disappointing loss right after this on ESPN 1230.
Ditmar throws. Here's a swing and a high fly ball going deep to left. This may do it. Back to the wall goes Berra. It is over the fence, over, and the Pirates win.
Classic baseball is back. The Salt Lake Bees. Now get a family pass to see the Bees this season for an incredible $199. That's only $276 per game for your entire immediate family. Call 325-BASE to get your family pass. The Salt Lake Bees. Classic baseball is back.
Hershey's presents the Soul to Soul 2 Tour, starring Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It's been 6 long years. Now the wait is over. By overwhelming demand, a second show added. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill in the round. It combines over 60 million records sold and 35 #1 singles. Electrifying performances by Tim and Faith in the concert event of the year. 2 superstars, 1 stage. A night you'll never forget. Tickets are on sale now at the Delta Center box office, Ticketmaster. Charge by phone or get them at Ticketmaster.com. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Don't miss Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Presented by Hershey. Produced by AEG Live and Outback Concerts.
I got hurt in a car wreck, and I've got some questions. Is it normal if I hurt worse the day after the accident? Can I choose the doctor? Can I settle my case without going to court? Shouldn't I just trust the insurance company to give me what's fair?
I'm attorney Keith Barton, and I can help. These are the kinds of questions I answer every day.
Until I called Keith Barton, I had no idea how it really worked. I called and he got me $200,000. How's that for an answer?
If you've been in a car wreck and you're hurt, call me at area code 801. It's easy.
Welcome back to Tucson, where last last night, the Sidewinders grabbed the early lead in the second inning. Scott Hairston led off the frame with a double off Jeff Haverlow, and then Chris Carter followed. The 1-1 from Haverlow. Swung on and look out. That's hit deep to right field. Gorno back. It's up there, it's out there, and it's gone. A line drive homer to right by Chris Carter, and it's 2-0 Tucson. They would add one more run in the inning on an RBI single by Kenny Perez, but the Bees would come back, score 2 runs in the fourth on an RBI single by Jeff Mathis, and a run-scoring groundout by Mike Elward to make it 3-2. Then the Bees would take the lead in the sixth inning as Howie Kendrick singled. 2 outs later, Mike Elward walked. Corey Myers reached on an infield single to load the bases. Adam Patkovich then drilled a 2-run single to left to put the Bees ahead 4-3. Myers thrown out trying to go to third. But the bottom of the sixth inning saw Tucson regain the lead with 2 outs and nobody on against Nathan Bland. Chris Carter reached on an infield single. Brian Barden walked. Matt Erickson looped a single to center to score Carter to tie the game at 4. And then Juan Brito hit a little tap to the left side. Casey Smith came in, threw the ball to first late, and it bounced past Mike Elward for an error. And that allowed Brian Barden to score the go-ahead run. It was unearned, and the Sidewinders led 5-4. It stayed that way until the ninth inning, when Mike Elward led off with a walk. Curtis Pride, pinch running, moved to second base on a base hit to right by Corey Myers. 1 out later, Reggie Willits reached on an infield single to load the bases. A 5-4 force out at second base off the bat of Casey Smith allowed Pride to score the tying run, and we're all level at 5 going into the 10th inning. In the 10th against Casey Daigle, Howie Kendrick led off with a single to right field. Nick Gorno then doubled down the left field line, putting runners at second and third with nobody out for Jeff Mathis. Now Daigle sets the 3-1 to Mathis. Swung on and lifted into left field. Erickson going back, still going back to the warning track. It hits the track and bounces into the bullpen. It's an automatic double, 2-run score, and the Bees take a 7-5 lead. But Mike Elward then came to the plate, lined out to third. Mathis doubled off at second, and the inning was basically over. In the bottom of the 10th inning, Jason Bulger, who looked so sharp in the bottom of the ninth, struggled in the 10th. He walked Alberto Callaspo on 4 pitches. Then against Chris Young and Stephen Drew, worked the count full before issuing their second and third consecutive walks to load the bases with nobody out. After Bulger struck out Scott Hairston, Chris Carter tied the game. The 0-1 pitch to Carter. Lined into left field, a base hit. Here comes Callaspo, Young to follow. The throw to the plate, not in time. It's a tie game again. 7-7 as Chris Carter goes the other way and drops a 2-run single in the left field. So 7-7 the score at that point after Brian Barden fouled out. Matt Erickson walked to reload the bases for Juan Brito. First pitch on the way to Brito. Swung on a liner, center field, base hit. In from third, Stephen Drew with the winning run, and the ball game is over. Another tough one for the Bees here in Tucson as they fall by a score of 8-7. It's the 10th time this year that the Bees had lost a game in the opponent's final at bat. When we come back, we'll take a look at the average scoreboard, find out what else has happened in baseball today, right after this on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowl, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Hi, Stock Exchange? Hi. Can I speak with a bell ringer? Yeah, that's the person who rings that morning bell. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I have an announcement to make. Oh, see, I need to tell everyone on the exchange floor that I'm selling my home. Yeah, that's right, I'm selling my home. Oh, well, I need the Dow to stay up. Give those stockbrokers a little added motivation, keep the economy moving so my home will sell faster. Well, it can't hurt.
Okay, so you can't influence the economy, but choosing a Coldwell Banker residential brokerage agent will help you get the best price for your home, no matter what the market conditions are. Coldwell Banker agents are the most well-trained real estate professionals in the business. They're at the cutting edge of local and national market trends. They use the most advanced marketing tools in the industry, and they specialize in strategically positioning your home so it sells on your terms. Get every advantage when you sell your home.
Yep, still me. Still holding for that bell ringer person.
Call a Coldwell Banker professional in your neighborhood or visit UtahHomes.com. Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage is owned and operated by NRT Incorporated.
I got hurt in a car wreck, and I've got some questions. Is it normal if I hurt worse the day after the accident? Can I choose the doctor? Can I settle my case without going to court? Shouldn't I just trust the insurance company to give me what's fair?
I'm attorney Keith Barton, and I can help. These are the kinds of questions I answer every day.
Until I called Keith Barton, I had no idea how it really worked. I called and he got me $200,000. How's that for an answer?
If you've been in a car wreck and you're hurt, call me at area code 801. It's easy.
Welcome back to Tucson Electric Park, where the Bees are getting ready to take on the Sidewinders in the third game of this series. Tucson with a pair of one-run victories so far in this set. Right now, let's find out what else is happening in baseball. As we take a look at the Abra scoreboard, windshield chips or cracks got you down. Let the specialist at Abra take the worry out of your glass replacement or repair. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule your appointment. First of all, in the Pacific Coast League, New Orleans got a run in the bottom of the eighth. They're now batting in the bottom of the ninth, tied with Nashville at 6-6. New Orleans goes into that game having won 6 in a row and have pulled to within 2.5 of first-place Albuquerque. In the American South, Nelson Cruz is at his 14th home run of the year for Nashville. And depending on how many people were on base, he'll pass up the Bees' Nick Gorneau for the league lead and runs batted in. Jason Hart's homered in the top of the 10th inning. That gives Oklahoma a 1-0 road win at Omaha. In the completion of a suspended game from April 25th in Des Moines, Round Rock in 13 innings defeated Iowa 2-1. The regularly scheduled game is just underway with Round Rock batting in the top of the first, no score. In the third inning at Colorado Springs, Fresno leads the Sky Sox 2-0. In the second inning at Albuquerque, the Isotopes and Memphis are tied at 1-1. Later on, Portland is at Sacramento and Tacoma visits Las Vegas. In the American League, through 8 innings at the Metrodome, Baltimore leads Minnesota 8-5. It was 8-0 at one time until Michael Kadire hit a grand slam in the 7th inning. Twins would add one more, but trail by 3. Later on, the Angels host Seattle as the Mariners won the first game of that series last night, 4-1. John Lackey, 4-3, goes for the Angels tonight against Gil Misch, 5-4 for the Mariners. In 11 innings today, the White Sox got 2 runs in the bottom of the 11th. Tadahito Iguchi driving home the game winner as they beat Cleveland 4-3, but Chicago stays a half game out in the divisional race as Detroit wins at Toronto 5-3. Elsewhere, Oakland a winner at New York over the Yankees 5-2. The A's have now beaten Randy Johnson and Mike Mussina in back-to-back games. Speaking of back-to-back games, Frank Thomas homered again for the A's, his 16th of the year. At Fenway, Texas defeated Boston 7-4. At Kansas City, the Royals fall to Tampa Bay 9-5. Reggie Sanders with his 300th career home run. The first game of the day-night doubleheader between Texas and Boston was rained out. In the National League, in the 8th inning at Milwaukee, the Brewers and Cardinals are tied at 3. In the 6th inning at Denver, Colorado leads the Dodgers 7-5. The Mets have just scored 3 runs in the top of the first up in Phoenix and lead the Diamondbacks 3-0. In just a little bit, San Diego will host Florida. Finals from earlier in the day, Philadelphia scored 5 runs in the 8th to beat Washington 6-2. At Houston, the Braves doubled up the Astros 4-2. Pittsburgh shut out San Francisco 2-0. Castillo and Bautista solo homers for the Pirates. And the Cubs beat the Reds 4-2, all 4 runs in the 7th on Michael Barrett's 8th home run of the year, a grand slam. And that's a look at your Abra scoreboard on a Saturday night. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups for this evening's game right after this on ESPN 1230.
Let's face it, life's full of little dings and dents, particularly when you or your teenager are driving. At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we realize not every fender bender requires a lengthy dialogue with an insurance agent. To keep your insurance premiums down, it's sometimes better to handle a repair on your own. especially when the damage is mostly just a cosmetic annoyance. Bring your dinged and dented vehicle to Abra and let us help you and your family get the quality repair you need at a price you can afford. We've been at it for over 20 years, and with the best trained technicians in the industry, we can make your car sparkle like it did before you or your teenager had an unfortunate mishap. So, even when you are not submitting an insurance claim, let Abra work with you to get an affordable, quality repair with a lifetime warranty. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an immediate appointment.
Med1 Medical. Med1 Medical.
Are you using the same smelly mask and tubing that you got when you started? Masks and tubing should be replaced regularly. You won't believe how much nicer it is to breathe in a new mask. It's healthier, too. Call Med1 today at 800-248-5882. With a new mask, you'll have fewer colds and sore throats. Do you snore when you're wearing your CPAP? If your CPAP is working as it should, you should never snore when you have the CPAP machine on. An old, worn-out mask causes leaks and will not allow your CPAP machine to operate at the correct pressure. Schedule an appointment to visit our sleep laboratory and bring your CPAP machine, and we'll do a free pressure check and give you a free CPAP tube. Sign up for our Sleep Smart Gold maintenance program, and your first mask is free. Call 800-248-5882.
Med1 Medical. Med1 Medical.
Time now to get you ready for today's game by bringing you the starting lineups, which are brought to you by Salt Lake City Credit Union. Above and beyond every day. First of all, for the visiting Salt Lake Peas, here's how manager Brian Harper filled out his lineup card. Leading off, the shortstop, Eric Ibar. Batting second, the center fielder, Reggie Willett. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Darren Erstad. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Howie Kendrick. Hitting fifth, the right fielder, Nick Gorneau. Batting sixth and catching, Jeff Mathis. Hitting seventh, the second baseman, Casey Smith. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Ryan Buddy. And hitting ninth is the left fielder, Adam Pavkovich. Pitching for the Bees, left-hander, Joe Saunders. For Tucson, managed by Chip Hale, leading off the second baseman, Alberto Callaspo. Batting second, the shortstop, Stephen Drew. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Carlos Quentin. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, Scott Hairston. Hitting fifth and playing center field, Chris Young. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Chris Carter. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Brian Barden. Hitting eighth and catching, Robbie Hammock. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Johnny Sadler. Pitching for Tucson will be left-hander, Mike Bassick. It's the Bees and the Sidewinders, Game 3 of a scheduled 4-game series here at Tucson Electric Park. We'll be back with tonight's first pitch right after this timeout. You've been in the on-deck circle on ESPN 1230.
This has been the On Deck Circle, a comprehensive look at today's game. The first pitch is right around the corner, so stay tuned. Salt Lake Bees baseball is coming up next on your home for the Salt Lake Bees, ESPN 1230 AM.
Whether you need a new refrigerator or you want to redecorate the family room, you'll find exactly what you need at R.C. Willey. Of course, you know that R.C. Willey has the area's largest selection of furniture, major appliances, flooring, and electronics. But you may not know that R.C. Willey also has everything you need to relax or entertain outdoors. Choose from a large variety of patio sets, lawn mowers, and barbecue grills. This season, R.C. Willey has everything you need for your home and patio. R.C. Willey, one place, so many possibilities.
Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties has beautiful recreational and cabin properties conveniently located by Starvation Reservoir. They offer 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-acre or larger parcels at reasonable pricing with guaranteed access and simple, easy owner, low-down, low-monthly financing. There's an abundance of wildlife, including deer and elk, that roam the property year-round. There are endless ATV trails, snowmobiling, hiking, boating, camping, fishing, horseback riding, spectacular views, and so much more. But most of all, you'll escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, and relaxation. Call us to schedule your appointment, 1-877-894-5658, or check our website at mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean The skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting there for you to enjoy.
SOS Staffing Services is a proud sponsor of Bees Baseball. Just like the Salt Lake Bees, SOS is Utah's hometown team. Based in Salt Lake City for over 32 years, SOS has 27 strategically placed Utah offices to draft Utah's top talent. SOS specializes in direct placement, temp to hire, and temporary employment in fields such as administrative, technical, production assembly, labor, and many more. So the next time your business needs a pinch hitter or a top draft pick, call SOS Staffing Services.
The starting pitchers are ready. The lineups have been exchanged. And the hot dogs are ready to go. It's time to play ball. Salt Lake Bees baseball is on the air. Now let's go to the ballpark. Here's the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
And once again, a good evening to you, and welcome to Salt Lake Bees baseball from Tucson Electric Park here in Arizona. It's the Bees and the Tucson Sidewinders getting set for Game 3 of this 4-game series. A couple have come from behind, one-run victory for Tucson, 5-4 on Thursday night, and 8-7 last night in 10 innings. So the Bees trying to get back on track. The Sidewinders are on the field, and let's take them around to their positions defensively as Scott Hairston's in left, Chris Young in center, and Donnie Sadler's in right. Brian Barton at third, Stephen Drew at short, Alberto Callaspo at second, and Chris Carter's at first. A battery of Mike Bassick pitching, and Robbie Hammock catching. For Bassick, this is his 17th appearance of the year, his second start. In 26 1/3 innings, he's given up 17 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He has struck out 23 and walked 5. No hit batters, 1 wild pitch, and 1 home run allowed. Bassick is 5-0 with a 2.39 earned run average. The PCL batting just 179 against Bassick. Eric Ibar, just sent back from the Angels, will lead things off, and he'll take a changeup for a strike 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Eric Ibar, hitting .292 in a Salt Lake uniform. 6 doubles, 2 triples, 4 homers, 23 runs batted in. The 0-1 curveball's low and inside, 1-1 to count. 100 degrees, the game time temperature here in Tucson. The 1-1 pitch. Ibar reaches out and pops it into center field. Chris Young, the center fielder, in a couple of steps, makes the catch for out number 1. So Ibar retired. That'll bring up Reggie Willits, who did an outstanding job hitting in the leadoff spot. While Ibar was with the Angels, Willits batting .317, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 1 homer, 29 runs batted in. 5 for 9 in this series. 3 of his 5 hits have been doubles. Willits 4th in the league in on-base percentage at .420. So Willits, like Ibar, a switch hitter. Batting from the right side, the pitch from Bassick is in at the knees, a strike, and it's 0-1. Bassick again making just his second start. He got the win over Portland on June 5th in his first start. The 0-1 delivery. Fastball outside at the belt, 1-1. He went 5 innings against the Beavers, gave up no runs, 2 hits, struck out 2, and walked nobody. Now Bassick ready, the pitch. Swung on, loop toward center field. Young coming in, has to play it on the bounce. And Reggie Willits is aboard with a 1-out single. Right off the end of his bat, dropping it into shallow center field. So 1 on, 1 out for Darren Erstad. Darren Erstad, 2 for 21, an .095 average on his rehab assignment. Bassick, over his last 4 outings, is 3-0 with a 0.96 ERA. And in that stretch, he has struck out 7 and not walked a batter over the last 9 1/3 innings. So Willits at first, the pitch to Erstad. Breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Bassick, 6'3", 190 in his 11th professional season. Born in Dallas, Texas, lives in the suburb of Dallas, Duncanville, a hometown of former Jazz center Craig Ostertag. The 0-1 pitch. Erstad takes the fastball inside at the belt, 1-1. Bassick making his 3rd appearance of the year against Salt Lake. His first start, he pitched a scoreless inning on April the 19th, gave up 3 runs on 2 hits in 2 innings. On April the 20th, the only home run he's given up all year. Here's a swing and a pop foul, back it out of play, as he came into this game having given up just 1 long ball in 26 1/3 innings, was off the bat of Adam Paskovich, who's batting in the number 9 spot in this game. And the Bees, despite the back-to-back losses, have only lost a half game off their lead. They're 3.5 up on Portland, 4 ahead of Tacoma. Now the 1-2 pitch to Erstad instead, the toss to first. And Willett dives back in safely. Reggie with 14 steals. He's been thrown out 9 times. And not a cloud in the sky in this triple-digit night. Bassick again the move to first, and Willits is back in, standing up. With these back-to-back wins, Tucson now trails the season series by just 2 games, 6-4 to Salt Lake. The Bees won 3 out of 4 here in April, won 3 out of 4 over the Sidewinders at home in April. The 1-2 pitch, Erstad takes inside, snaps for the first, and Willits dives back in ahead of the tag of Carter. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tucson will make their second visit to Salt Lake over the holiday weekend of Pioneer Day, the 21st through the 24th. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Erstad. The pitch. Swung on line, caught by Callaspo, throws to first and doubles off Willits to retire the side. A low liner that Callaspo made a shin-high backhanded catch on and then easily doubled off Willits, who had broken towards second base. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on base after the first half inning of play. It's the Bees nothing, and Tucson's coming to bat on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowls, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
It's coming, and it's coming fast. The world's greatest riders on the world's fastest motorcycles, escaping danger at every turn. It's the AMA Superbike Championship at Miller Motorsports Park. Miller Motorsports Park delivers Utah onto the stage of world-class racing with the inaugural Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, presented by Parts Unlimited. See this thrilling race Friday, June 16th through Sunday, June 18th. See every hair-raising turn on the newest, longest, and finest racetrack ever built in North America. Plus, you'll witness AMA Supermoto riders competing in a high-flying aerial assault that will have you holding your breath. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster or by calling 325-SEAT. That's 325-SEAT. The Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, June 16th through the 18th at the brand new Miller Motorsports Park in Tooele. It'll make your heart race. For more details, visit MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
We go to the bottom of the first inning, no score. Defensively for the Bees, Adam Pavkovich is in left field, Reggie Willits in center, Nick Gorneau is in right, Howie Kendrick at third, Eric Ibar at short, Casey Smith at second base, and Ryan Buddy is at first. A battery of Joe Saunders pitching and Jeff Mathis catching. Alberto Callaspo will lead things off for Tucson, the former Stinger, batting .309, 7 doubles, 6 triples, 1 homer, and 28 runs batted in. First pitch from Saunders, a fastball outside, ball 1. Joe tonight trying to become the first 8-game winner in the PCL this year. 3 others have 7 wins. The 1-0, fastball outside, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Joe making his 13th start in 80 1/3 innings. He's given up just 65 hits, 24 runs, 22 of them earned. He has struck out 56 and walked 20. The 2-0 to Callaspo, a fastball high and outside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Saunders 7-2 with a 2.46 earned run average, 9th best in the league. PCL batting .217 against Joe Saunders. The pitch to Callaspo, fastball strike on the outside corner to the knees, 3-1. Callaspo in the first 2 games of this series has already drawn 5 bases on balls. Now the pitch. Swung out and foul. Back out of play. That fills the count at 3-2. Joe Saunders, who in the 8th inning and with 2 outs on his last start, had his consecutive scoreless inning streak snapped at 31 1/3 innings, the longest in franchise history. 3-2 to Callaspo. Swing and a miss at a fastball. He struck him out, and that, my friends, is a rarity. Cayaspo striking out for just the 8th time this year in over 260 plate appearances. So 1 out. That'll bring up Stephen Drew, the shortstop. Drew batting .302. 10 doubles, 2 triples, 9 homers, 34 runs batted in. Drew hitless in 7 at-bats in this series. Now the pitch. Swing and a foul. Back to the base of the screen. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. The Angels just underway at home against Seattle. Big 10-game homestand did not get off to a good start for the Halos, falling to Seattle last night by a score of 4-1. 1 strike the count on Drew as Saunders delivers. Breaking ball, and it's an ease. A strike, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Drew, the number 1 draft pick of the Diamondbacks, 15th selection overall 2 years ago. Now the line and the 2-strike delivery. Swinging a ground foul over towards the Bees dugout at first. The count holds at 1-2. 340 down the lines here in Tucson. 388 to the alleys. 405 to straightaway center with a 50-foot high batter's eye that is in play. Chip Hale, former Buzz infielder, the manager, coaching at third base. Now the line in the 0-2, a fastball high, 1-2. Outfield just a step or 2 towards left. Now the 1-2 delivery to Drew, swinging a foul, back out of play. So the count remains 1-2. For Tucson, infielder Matt Erickson coaching over at first base. Lorenzo Bundy, the hitting coach, opting to stay in the dugout. 1-2 the count on Drew. The pitch. Fastball just outside, 2-2. The home plate umpire started to twitch. They kept that right arm down. Drew for the season batting .286 against Salt Lake pitching, 12 for 42. 4 of his 12 hits have been home runs. The 2-2 delivery from Saunders, swung on, looped towards right center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Played on the first hop by Nick Gorneau, and so Drew's aboard with a 1-out single. Brings up Carlos Quentin, the designated hitter, batting .263, 19 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers, 26 runs batted in. Saunders has made 2 starts against Tucson this year. He's 1-0 with a 2.77 earned run average. Got the win here on opening night, giving up 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 8 hits and 6 innings over the Sidewinders. A no decision at home on April the 21st as he gave up just 2 runs on 7 hits and 7 innings. So the infield now moves into double play depth. First pitch from Saunders, swing and a miss as he blows the fastball by Quentin for strike 1. Saunders, 91, 92 miles per hour with his fastball, a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. So no balls, 1 strike the count on Quentin. 14-mile-per-hour breeze blowing out towards right. That's the prevailing wind here. Swinging a ground ball, foul outside the coach's box at third, and the count on Quentin's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. These need wins tonight and tomorrow night to avoid just their 3rd series loss of the year. The other 2 have both come at Las Vegas. Now Saunders ready. The 2-strike pitch to Quentin. Breaking ball inside of the right-hand batter, and the count is 1-2. Quentin, another first-round draft pick of the Diamondbacks. He was the 29th selection overall in the 2003 draft out of Stanford. Quentin 1 for 4 in this series, did not play last night. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball into the dirt, knocked down by the catcher Mathis, 2-2. Bees wearing their black tops with the gold numerals and lettering trimmed in white. Tucson wearing their white sleeveless uniforms tonight with the black sleeves underneath. Black numerals and lettering trimmed in copper. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count on Quentin. Drew a short lead at first. Now Saunders ready. The move over there, and Drew is back. Stephen Drew only has 1 stolen base this year. He's been thrown out 3 times. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. Now Saunders sets the pitch. Swinging a two-shot foul off the end of his bat, rolling slowly over towards the on-deck circle on the first base side. Scooped up by the ball boy there, and the count's 2-2. And Portland's at Sacramento tonight. Tacoma visits Las Vegas. Those games just underway as well. The 2-2 delivery. Swinging a broken back grounder foul up the third base side. I guess it's not a broken bat. The whole bat just flew out of the hands of Carlos Quentin. He'll tap the bat knob on the ground to make sure it's still in one piece. As that ball was swung at and fouled, the bat on the follow-through came right back over towards the bat boy over by the Sidewinders dugout. 2-2 the count. Saunders ready to pitch. High and outside, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Saunders has already thrown a lot of pitches, went to a full count on Cayaspo. 2-2 on Drew, and now it's a full count on Quentin with a couple of foul balls after 2 strikes. See if Drew's on the move here with a full count, time called at home plate, however, so we won't know right away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Saunders stares in, gets his sign from Mathis, who puts the target up for the 3-2 payoff pitch. Swinging a foul as he took a hack at a fastball, did Quentin, and sent it back into the seats. So we'll do it again at 3-2. 100-degree temperatures doesn't bode well for a deep ball game for Joe if he continues to have this kind of a pitch count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Saunders ready, and the payoff pitch instead the toss to first, and Drew is only a step away from the bag, so he gets back in easily. 3 balls, 2 strikes. No score, bottom of the first inning here in Tucson. Saunders again ready. The payoff pitch. Swung on, little looper in the left center field. That falls in for a base hit. Taking the turn but holding is Stephen Drew at second base. So just a little soft flare into shallow center, much like Reggie Willett's hit in the top of the inning. So now the Sidewinders have runners at first and second base, 1 out for Scott Hairston. Hairston hitting .321, 14 doubles, a triple, 15 homers, and 45 runs batted in. Saunders already has thrown 22 pitches here in the first inning, and we're only 1 out. Runners at first and second base. So Hairston the hitter, and the first pitch from Saunders. Breaking ball inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Scott Hairston on the year, 2 for 5, including a double against Saunders this season. Quentin, who just capped the single, is now 4 for 6. The 1-0 pitch. Just a little bit low, ball 2. 2-0 the count. So Drew at second base, Quentin at first. 1 out. 2 balls the count on the right-hand hitting Scott Hairston. Now the lefty ready, the 2-0. Swinging a broken bat, crowded to third. Kendrick has it, the second, that's 1. Smith relay to first, that's 2. 5-4-3 around the horn, inning-ending double play, the 67th double play, turned by the Bees this year. No runs, 2 hits, 1 runner left on base. As we've played 1, there's no score in Tucson here on ESPN 1230.
If you're in the market for a home theater system or a new TV, RC Willey is the only place to shop. No one has a larger selection of complete home theater systems, high-definition big screens, flat panel LCD, and plasma TVs. Items are in stock for same-day delivery. Choose from the name brands you prefer, including Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, Mitsubishi, and Toshiba. Come in today and find out how you can pay 0 interest for 12 months on purchases of $4.99 or more. RC Willey, one place, so many possibilities.
For more than 25 years, there's been a guy you've trusted, a guy you've known, Larry H. Miller. Since 1979, when Larry H. Miller opened his first automotive dealership, he's had one primary goal in mind, to make our communities grow stronger and better by offering the very best in quality, service, selection, and price. And since that day, nearly 3 decades ago, you've been there to help the Larry H. Miller dealerships become one of the largest and most respected dealership groups in the entire country. And for that, we say thank you. Today, you can choose to shop at more than a dozen of our automotive dealerships along the Wasatch Front, almost all of which feature dealership service centers on site. We also have 3 state-of-the-art collision repair facilities to serve you. We know that we could not continue to grow our business without yours. So when it comes to your next car, there's a guy you know who cares about values, honor, integrity, and trust. Larry H. Miller. After all, you know this guy.
We go to the second inning, no score. It'll be Howie Kendrick, Nick Gorno, and Jeff Mathis due up to face left-hander Mike Bassick. Just a reminder that if you're between 8 and 13, you could be the Great Clips Junior broadcaster. And help me out in the booth at Franklin Covey Field. Enter to win at any Wasatch Front Great Clips location. Relax, it's Great Clips. Here's Howie Kendrick, the hottest hitter in the league, batting .414, 19 doubles, 2 triples, 7 homers, 41 runs batted in, leading the league in hitting. And Kendrick takes high, ball 1. He's batting over .590 on this road trip alone. The reigning TCL batter of the week could win it again. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, lifted into center field. Chris Young in 2 steps, and he'll make the shoulder high catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Nick Gorno, the right fielder. Gorno batting an even .300. 16 doubles, 3 triples, 8 homers, 46 runs batted in. Gorno in this series, 3 for 7. He's 2 for 2 at the plate with a run batted in against the starter, Mike Bassick. Again, making only his second start after coming out of the bullpen to begin the year. Slow curve over for a strike, 0-1. 4 of his 5 wins in relief. Now the 0-1 pitch. Gorno swings and pops it up foul. First base side, Chris Carter to the railing, but won't be able to get it. It's about 8 rows deep. And so the count on Gorno, no balls and 2 strikes. Bassick was signed as a free agent back in early April, or mid-April, I should say, after being released from spring training by the Washington Nationals. The 0-2, Gorno lifts it in the air to center field. Chris Young underneath this one, and he'll make the catch for the second out. He's recorded 3 of the 5 putouts for the Sidewinders in this game. Brings up catcher Jeff Mathis, batting .284. 14 doubles, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in. 3 for 9 in this series, including a pair of doubles and 3 runs batted in. Now Bassick ready, the first pitch. And it's a little bit high to Mathis, ball 1. Bassick made only 1 appearance for Washington in spring training. It was a start, and it didn't go well. There's a check swing roller foul up the third base side, 1-1. He lasted all of 2/3 of an inning, gave up 4 hits, walked 3, 6 runs scored, 3 of them earned. Bassick last year in the Phillies system at Scranton Wilkes-Barre as a starter, where he went 7-10. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball inside to the right-hand batter, and the count on Mathis is 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Now the lefty's pitch. Mathis swings and skies it to shallow left field. Coming on, Hairston still coming on, won't get to it. It drops in fair territory. Mathis will take the turn and hold at first base. Hairston broke back initially on that ball, and by the time he could recover and come in, it was too late, and Mathis has himself a 2-out single. That'll bring up Casey Smith, the second baseman, hitting .284. 10 doubles, a triple, no homers, 14 runs batted in for Smith. So, the outfield straight away, the infield back. Bassick ready, the pitch. Low curve over to Smith for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Casey, 1 hit and 7 at-bats in this series with 1 run batted in. Mathis, the runner at first base, not all that big of a lead. Now Bassick's 0-1 pitch. Smith swing and skies it to left center field. Drifting back, Hairston now angles to his left, is there. At about 15 feet of the front of the warning track. makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, one hit, one runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. It's the Bees nothing, Tucson nothing on ESPN 1230.
Introducing Papa John's new Sizzlin' Fajita Pizza with onions and peppers, a new Southwestern pizza sauce. Choose marinated steak or grilled chicken for only $11.99. A large Sizzlin' Fajita Pizza, just $11.99. Call now or order online at papajohns.com. Play 100 Sizzlin' Days of Summer at papajohns.com for a chance to win a Chrysler Crossfire. See store or website for details. Limited delivery area charges may apply.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we know how much you count on your vehicle. So when it needs repairs, body work, or a new windshield, where should you take it? Go to America's most recommended name in damaged vehicle repair. That's right. In an independent nationwide customer satisfaction survey, Abra Auto Body and Glass was the company most recommended to family and friends for quality of work, customer communication, and overall service. Why? Maybe it's our commitment to safety. Abra spends more to train our technicians than anyone else in the industry, and every repair meets our strict safety standards. Maybe it's our lifetime warranty that backs up all those repairs, or that Abra works with over 500 insurance companies nationwide to make your claims process a snap. Whatever the reason, Abra Auto Body and Glass is proud to be so highly regarded. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an appointment.
The second inning, and it's a 0-0 ball game. 2 hits aside will be Chris Young, Chris Carter, and Brian Barden, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Tucson order to face left-hander Joe Saunders. Just a reminder, when the Bees return home, you'll have a chance to win $10,000 in the SMC Capital Management Hit for the Cycle contest, courtesy of Gary Gigi of SMC Capital Management. If a Bees player hits for the cycle at home in a 9-inning game, you win, or could win, $10,000. Register to win at the Franklin Covey Field Customer Service booth, and don't forget to check out www.retirementsource.net for more information on SMC Capital Management. Architects of Wealth. Someone would win $10,000. It might not be you, but if you fill it out, fill out the entry blank, you'll have a chance. First pitch to Chris Young is lifted in the air to left center field. Racing back Willett, still going back to the warning track at the wall, jumps and it's gone. A home run for Chris Young just to the left of the batter's eye in center field, and it's 1-0 Tucson. A high towering drive that Willett went racing back on, but ran out of real estate. That for Young is his 9th home run and his 34th run batted in. For Saunders, that is his 8th home run surrendered. First one he's given up, though, since May the 19th against Oklahoma. So now here's Chris Carter, the first baseman, batting .287, 10 doubles, 3 triples, 8 homers, 28 runs batted in. First pitch breaking ball is low, ball 1. Again, Young did not play against the Bees in that first 2 series, actually, back in April. So 1 ball, no strikes to count on Carter. Carter 2 for 3 with a double against Saunders this year, the 1-0. Curveball in at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-1. Carter 3 hits and 8 at bats with a homer and 5 runs batted in this series. The homer and 4 RBI coming yesterday. The 1-1 pitch from Saunders. Breaking ball low, and the count's 2-1. Portland and Sacramento scoreless in the first inning. Again yesterday in the second game of the doubleheader. 3 Portland pitchers combined on a perfect game. All 21 batters retired. Now the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball just a little bit low. Ball 3. 5-0. Portland won that game. Now Saunders, 3-1 pitch. Carter takes the curveball low, ball 4, and that's the first walk issued by Saunders. So a runner at first base, nobody out for the third baseman Brian Barden, batting .287, 14 doubles, a triple, 4 homers, 31 runs batted in. Barden 2 for 6. Ryan Moe went 4 innings, struck out 4, and then Aquilino Lopez went 2 innings, struck out 1, and he picked up the win. And then Clay Meredith worked the final inning as the first pitch to Barton is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Barton 1 for 6 so far this year against Joe Saunders. Now Joe ready. 1 strike count, the pitch. Swinging a foul off the glove of the catcher Mathis back to the base of the screen. The count's 0-2. It was the 7th perfect game of the 104-year history of the PCL, the first since Nashville's John Wasden accomplished the feat in a 9-inning outing in 2003. No balls, 2 strikes. Saunders pitch. Swing and a foul as Barton had a rip at a fastball, and so the count remains 0-2. Of course, if this were Major League Baseball, they wouldn't count it as a perfect game. Got to be a 9-inning game. No balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Foul back and out of play again. Still 0-2. John Halama with Tacoma a few years back, and then John Wasden in 03. Those are the only 9-inning complete game perfect games in the history of the Pacific Coast League. No balls, 2 strikes. Chris Carter at first. Nobody out. A run in on a leadoff home run by Chris Young on the very first pitch in the 2nd inning. Saunders ready. The delivery. Swung out and fouled again. Just above the screen and falling below us. Carter at first. 5 out of 7 in the stolen base department this year. Now again, Saunders set. The pitch. Curveball low and inside to the right-hand batter. 1-2 the count. He's in field at double play depth. They've already turned 1 in this game. That was last inning with first and second 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carter a short lead at first, but Saunders goes over there with a toss. Ryan Barton last night walked twice and was moved around and scored each time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Saunders pitch. Outside at the knees, a changeup, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chip Hale, the Tucson manager, in his 3rd year with the Sidewinders. First place for Tucson, the latest in the season since they became an Arizona affiliate and renamed the Sidewinders in 1998. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a 2-2 fastball that looked to be both up and out of the strike zone. Second punch out for Joe Saunders, and there's 1 down here in the 2nd inning. Here's Robbie Hammock, the catcher, hitting .274. 5 doubles, 4 homers, 14 runs batted in for Hammock. 2 for 4 with a homer and 2 runs batted in on Thursday. He did not play last night. Hammock facing Saunders for the first time this year. Infield remains at double play depth with 1 out. The pitch to Hammock, a fastball down the middle for a strike, 0-1. The no balls, 1 strike to count. The outfield straight away for the right-handed batter. The veteran Donnie Sadler is on deck. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball foul up the third base side, 0-2. These have lost only 4 games to the Sidewinders this year. They are 6-4 against Tucson. And 3 of the 4 losses have come in the Sidewinders' final at bat. The 0-2 pitch fouled back to the screen, still 0-2. And the other loss came with 4 runs here in the 7th inning in an 8-6 win on the first Sunday of the season on April 9th. No balls, 2 strikes. Now Saunders deals. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Diving backhand stop by Smith. Shovels to high bar for 1. Throws to first, no. But what an effort by Casey Smith going to his right, making the all-out dive to get to that ball, and then from his knees, made the underhand toss to Eric Ibar to get the force out on Carter. Line play by Casey Smith, and there's 2 outs. Hammock at first base on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Tommy Sadler, the right fielder. Sadler hitting .231, 3 doubles, 3 triples, no homers, 6 runs batted in. Sadler did not play yesterday. He's 2 for 5 against the Bees this year. Facing Saunders for the first time, he shows bunt and takes a curveball at the knees, a strike 0-1. Sadler in his 12th season, although he did not play last year. In 2004, he just played 21 games, 18 with the Diamondbacks and 3 for AAA Charlotte in the White Sox organization. The 0-1 pitch. Sadler takes a breaking ball low, 1-1. Sadler, a veteran of 417 major league games played with Boston, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Texas, and Arizona, although 2001 was Cincinnati and Kansas City, the only year in which he spent the entire season in the majors. 1 ball, 1 strike. There goes the runner. The pickoff throw to first. Now Buddy's throw to second offline. And in with a stolen base is Robbie Hammock. Just his second in 3 tries. They had him dead to rights. But Ryan Buddy's throw to Casey Smith at second, way out of line. Fortunately for the Bees, Eric Ibar was there to back it up. And no stolen base. It'll be a pickoff, but a throwing error on Buddy. So Ryan Buddy commits the error, and that for Ryan is his 4th. So now runner in scoring position with a 1 ball, 1 strike count on Hammock. Now the lefty ready, and the pitch. Low and outside, a ball, 2-1 the count on Sadler. Outfield straight away, the infield back. Sadler waving that black bat of his out over the plate. Now Saunders sets. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball low, ball 3. 3-1 the count on Sadler. Alberto Callaspo, who's seemingly walked every time he's come to the plate in this series, is on deck. 3 balls, 1 strike on Sadler. Now the lefty Saunders ready to pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air towards right center. Hit a long way. Gorneau going back. It's going to be off the base of the wall. In to score Hammock. Sadler into second base with an RBI double, and it's 2-0 Tucson. Well, you can't give anybody, especially a hot team like Tucson, 4 outs in an inning, and that's what the Bees did. And that allowed them to get at least 1 extra run as they had Hammock picked off at first base, but a bad throw allowed him to reach second, and now he comes in to score. The run is unearned. And so Sadler with his 4th double and his 7th run batted in. 2-0 Tucson here in the second, and now to the top of the order, and Alberto Callaspo, who for only the 8th time all season struck out swinging. Saunders now at 47 pitches, and we're only in the second inning. There's a changeup outside at the knees. Ball 1 to Callaspo, batting right-handed against the lefty Saunders. At one stretch this year, Callaspo went 144 plate appearances in between strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch waved out and missed as Saunders turned that one over on him, and the count's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to the right-handed batter. Now Saunders set, and the 1-1 pitch to Callaspo. Low with a breaking ball, 2-1 the count. Callaspo waiting, hitting .309 coming into this one. Now Saunders sets the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball to short. Eric Ibar has it. Sets and throws to first to throw out his former teammate. And that retires the side. But the Sidewinders scored 2 runs on 2 hits. 1 error and 1 runner was left on base. After 2 complete, it's Tucson 2, the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
Hi, Paul Hartman here. You know, if I were to hire somebody for my business, I would want to see their resume. That's why I think it's only fair to give you our resume right now. We have 20 years servicing the Wasatch area, family owned and operated, winner of last year's top technician training program, always staffed 24 hours, 7 days a week, and we specialize in finding you the best solution for your comfort with energy savings. With over 71% repeat and customer referral rate, we know we're doing our job right. So, when you're in need, call Hartman Heating and Air, 264-8300, serving the heart of your home and business.
Athletes can't perform on an empty stomach.
Strike one.
The Old Spaghetti Factory is the perfect place for your pregame and postgame feasts, team parties, and more. Fill up on our delicious homemade mouth-watering dishes. No one speaks the international language of yum like the Old Spaghetti Factory. Serving the best memories in town. It's the perfect place for any occasion. And now, featuring the amazing adventures of Wally the Trolley for our guests 10 and younger. Catch a ride with Wally and his trolley trio as they explore the world. Sign up for our kids club at www.osf.com. It's safe, simple, fun, and on your next birthday, lunch is on us. Conveniently located to serve you in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem. Good food, good fun, and deliciously complete meals. The Old Spaghetti Factory is where to wind up. The Old Spaghetti Factory in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem.
We go to the third inning. It's now 2-0 Tucson. Ryan Buddy, Adam Paskovich, and Eric Ibar, the 8-9-1 hitters, due up to face lefty Mike Pasick. It's also time for our third inning update of the Abra scoreboard on this Saturday night. Nashville came from behind to score 1 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th to defeat Nashville 7-6 for New Orleans' 7th straight win. Oklahoma gets a home run from Jason Hart in the 10th inning to win at Omaha 1-0. Iowa loses to Round Rock 2-1 in 13 innings in the completion of a suspended game. The regularly scheduled game, Iowa leads 2-1 in the third. First pitch to Buddy, drops down low, ball one. Ryan batting 198, 7 doubles, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1 in this series. The 1-ball pitch, swung on, sharply hit, a diving stop by Drew to his left. Gets up and throws to first for the out. Even Drew taking a hit away from Ryan Buddy. That could be our Mountains West Ranches defensive play of the game. Stay tuned for the 10th inning show after the game and find out. Here's Adam Paskovich hitting .213, 5 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, 17 runs batted in. Adam 1 for 5 with 2 RBI in this series. Again, he's homered in his only at bat against Pasick this year. At Colorado Springs in the 5th, the Sky Sox lead Fresno 4-2. In the 4th at Albuquerque, the Isotopes lead Memphis 3-2. Portland at Sacramento, scoreless in the 2nd. Las Vegas in the 2nd, leading Tacoma 2-0. First pitch on the way is a changeup high to Paskovich, ball 1 in the American League. Adam Kennedy's RBI single has put the Eagles on the board in the 2nd. They're still batting, leading the Mariners 1-0. There's a pitch high, a ball, 2-0 the count on Paskovich. The rest of the American League games completed. Cleveland got a run in the top of the 11th on a Victor Martinez home run, only to have the White Sox score 2 in the bottom of the 11th to beat the Indians 4-3. Augustine Montero pitched in this league last year, got the win for Chicago. 2-0 pitch is a fastball high, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Oakland topped the Yankees in New York 5-2. Kirk Saarloos over Mike Mussina. 3-0 pitch on the way. A fastball in for a strike. 3-1 to Paskovich. Texas and Boston rained out in the day portion of their day-night doubleheader, but in the night game, they played it, and Texas won it 7-4. 3-1 pitch, and Paskovich hits it high in the air to left center field. Chris Young, the center fielder there, and he puts the squeeze on it for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Eric Ibar, who flied to Young in center, his first time up. Eric, 4 for 12, a .333 average in 12 games for the Halos during his stay in the big leagues. Last played for Salt Lake in Omaha. Now the pitch. Bunted foul back over the screen, strike 1. Let me take that back. He actually did join us in Des Moines for a couple of games. Tampa Bay tonight a winner at Kansas City 9-5. Reggie Sanders with his 300th career home run for KC's. Ibar takes inside a ball, 1-1 the count. Detroit topped Toronto 5-3. Brandon Inge and Marcus Thames homered for the Tigers. Now the 1-1. Fastball just outside of the belt, 2-1, I think. Looked pretty good from here. Baltimore defeated Minnesota 9-7 in a game they once led 8-0. 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball low, 3-1 to Ibar. Over in the National League, in the bottom of the seventh at Denver, Colorado leads the Dodgers 11-9. 3-1 pitch to Ibar, low into the dirt, ball 4. There's the first walk issued by Bassick in over 11 innings. That'll bring up Reggie Willits, who dumped a single into center field his first time up. Ibar, 13 out of 20 in the stolen base department. John Figgins has added an RBI single in the second. The Angels still batting, leading Seattle 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, up in Phoenix, the Mets lead the Diamondbacks 3-0. New York scoring 3 runs in the first as the Diamondbacks all of a sudden on their heels, having lost 5 in a row, dropping into a tie with the Dodgers for first. Throw to first, and Ibar is back. Florida leads at San Diego 1-0. Marlins batting in the top of the fourth. Philadelphia scored 5 in the eighth to win at Washington 6-2. Again the move to first, and Ibar is back. Pittsburgh shut out San Francisco 2-0. Atlanta topped the Astros in Houston 4-2. Houston shorthanded. Morgan Ensberg was hurt. Lance Berkman's wife gave birth to a baby in the early afternoon. The pitch. Strike in at the letters to Willits, 0-1. Cubs beat the Reds 4-2 on a grand slam by Michael Barrett in the seventh inning. Milwaukee at St. Louis 4-3 in an all-ex-Stinger combination. We'll tell you about it after the 0-1 to Willits. Breaking ball low and inside to the right-hand batter. 1-1 the count. Matt Wise got the win for the Brewers. He's 4-3, and Derek Turnbow got the save, his 17th of the year. Again, both former Stingers. 2-0 Tucson. We're in the top of the third. Bees with a runner at first base and 2 out. Again, the toss to first, and again, Ibar is back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Aaron Erstad, the designated hitter, is due next. Now Bassick ready. The 1-1. There goes Ibar, swinging a ground ball, back at third. Barton has it, spins, throws low, but it's dug out by Carter to get Willits, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, there was a walk, and 1 runner was left on the base paths. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Tucson 2, the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowl, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties has beautiful recreational and cabin properties conveniently located by Starvation Reservoir. They offer 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-acre or larger parcels at reasonable pricing with guaranteed access and simple, easy owner, low down, low monthly financing. There's an abundance of wildlife, including deer and elk, that roam the property year-round. There are endless ATV trails, snowmobiling, hiking, boating, camping, fishing, horseback riding, spectacular views, and so much more. But most of all, you'll escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, and relaxation. Call us to schedule your appointment, 1-877-894-5658, or check our website at mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean, the skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting there for you to enjoy.
We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's a 2-0 ball game in favor of Tucson. Stephen Groove to lead things off. He'll be followed by Carlos Quentin, and then Scott Hairston. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. in the Sidewinder batting order against Joe Saunders. Drew single to right his first time up. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. Strike one. Then Stephen Drew, a $4 million signing bonus when he signed with the Diamondbacks in May of 2005, the third highest signing bonus in Diamondbacks history. The 0-1. Fastball high, 1-1 the count. Drew, single to right his first time up, played collegiately at Florida State. 1-1 pitch is pulled into right field. That's going to drop in front of Nick Cornell for a base hit. And so Stephen Drew, despite facing a lefty and a good one at that, is 2 for 2. That'll bring up Carlos Quentin, who single to center field, his first time up. Time now for a look at this date in Salt Lake PCL history, brought to you by Med1 Medical, the exclusive provider of Sleep Smart Gold. Well, a couple of things happened on June 10th of 1994. Bernardo Brito drives in 3 runs with a ninth-inning homer in the final game of his franchise record streak at the time of at least 1 RBI in 10 consecutive games. Salt Lake routs the Cannon 16-4 at Calgary. Of course, that record, as the first pitch to Quentin's a strike, was snapped by Nick Corneau this year, who drove in a run in 12 straight games. But Brito had the record for 12 years. The 0-1 pitch. Swings late on a fastball as Saunders blew it by him, and the count's 0-2. Also on this date in 2004, Brian Gordon, now with Round Rock, ties a franchise record with 3 home runs in the game as the Stingers rout Sacramento 10-2. Gordon also doubled in that contest to equal the team mark of 4 extra base hits in one game. Now the 0-2 pitch to Quentin. Swung on, lifted in the air towards left. Paskovich drifting back, now pulls up shy of the track and makes the catch. 4 out number 1. Drew retreats back to first base. 1 away. That'll bring up Scott Hairston, who grounded into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play his first time up. Again, this date in Salt Lake PCL history brought to you by Med1 Medical. Stop in for a free CPAP pressure check and free tubing. Med1 Medical, 10712 South 13th East in Sandy. One other note on this date in baseball history. 6 years ago, Darren Erstad, who's in a B's uniform for this series on his injury rehab assignment, hit a double in the Angels' 10-3 win over the Diamondbacks. We'll tell you the significance of that after the first pitch to Hairston. Swinging a roller foul behind home plate, strike one. It was his 100th hit of the season in just 61 games, the fastest to reach the 100 hit mark since Heine Manouche did it in 60 games for the 1934 Washington Senators. Aaron ended up with 240 hits, third most hits this decade. There's a pitch, swinging a ground ball towards short, sliding stop by Ibar. Backhand flip to Smith for 1, over to first for 2. What a play by Eric Ibar. First the sliding stop to his left, and then with his back towards second base, made a little backhanded flip right on the money to Casey Smith to start the double play, and that could very well be our Mountains West Ranch's defensive play of the game. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on base. We played 3. It remains Tucson 2, the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
Hey, Bees fans, you know the next best thing to cheering on your Bees after a home run is biting into a mouth-watering chili cheeseburger. Satisfy your cravings and your wallet today with a 99-cent chili cheeseburger. Wiener Schnitzel's famous chili smothered on a cheeseburger. It's only for a limited time and only at Wiener Schnitzel, the world's largest hot dog chain. And while you're there, don't forget to try the new Tasty Freeze Brownie Freezies. Chewy brownies and creamy vanilla soft serve topped with chocolate syrup. Wiener Schnitzel is the official hot dog of the Salt Lake Bees.
Hershey's presents the Soul to Soul 2 Tour, starring Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It's been 6 long years. Now the wait is over. By overwhelming demand, a second show added. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill in the round. A combined over 60 million records sold and 35 #1 singles. Electrifying performances by Tim and Faith in the concert event of the year. Tucson superstars, one stage. A night you'll never forget. Tickets are on sale now at the Delta Center box office, Ticketmaster. Charge by phone or get them at Ticketmaster.com. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Don't miss Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Presented by Hershey. Produced by AEG Live and Outback Concerts.
Fourth inning in what is now a 2-0 ball game in favor of Tucson. Darren Erstad, Howie Kendrick, and Nick Gorneau due up. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters in Brian Harper's batting order. Darren Erstad lined into a double play his first time up. So Erstad at the plate. Awaits the first pitch, and Bassick's curveball is outside at the knees, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count. The pitch. Erstad takes a fastball in at the knees, a strike 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Darren Erstad trying to get back into shape, ready for to rejoin the Angels. Fastball high and inside, 2-1. He's 2 for 22, but he's more concerned that he can continue to play without any pain in that right ankle. Had to leave the game early on Monday and sat out Tuesday because of it. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The White Sox 2-run rally in the bottom half of the 11th inning today. 2-2 pitch. Erstad grounds one sharply to the left side. Harden to his left. Scoops and fires to first for the out. 1 away. It's Tucson infield playing pretty good baseball right now. Brings up Howie Kendrick, who flied to center field his first time up. That ended the Major's longest consecutive saves closed streak as Bob Wickman came in, having converted 24 consecutive save opportunities until that one. First pitch to Kendrick. Off speed and over at the knees. A strike and it's 0-1. Howie 7 for 11 in this series. Swinging a ground ball left side. Another diving deflection by Barton. Goes to the shortstop Drew, who has no play. That'll go as an infield single for Howie Kendrick as Barton tried his best to take away yet another hit. He made the dive to his left, got a glove on it, but is deflected to the shortstop Stephen Drew, but he couldn't come up with it cleanly. So, a runner at first base, 1 out. That'll bring up Nick Gorneau, who flied to center field, his first time up. That extends Kendrick's hitting streak to 8 games. So 1 on, 1 out. The pitch to Gorneau is lifted foul. First base side out of play, strike 1. Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Edmonton with a late goal by Steve Smith defeats Carolina 2-1. The Hurricanes still lead that series 2-1. Infield double play, depth behind Bassick as the pitch comes home. Curveball to the dirt, good stop by the catcher Hammock, and the count's even at 1-1. With that hit, Kendrick now 17 for 29 on this road trip. Bassick ready, the 1-1 to Gorneau. Instead the move to first, and Kendrick is back. Going back even a little bit further. Kendrick now with 23 hits in his last 45 at bat. The 1-1 pitch, fastball high, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-0 Tucson here in the top of the 4th. Gorneau waiting. A move to first, and Kendrick is back. Taking it a little bit more as far as Kendrick is concerned. 5-12 over his last 10 games. 5-65 over his last 5. 2-1 to Gorneau. Slow curve and at the knees. A strike and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield way around towards right for Gorneau. There is a right-hander throwing in the Tucson bullpen. Is Bassick again, just making his second start. The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 called on the inside corner at the belt, and Gorneau doesn't like it. That's the first strikeout for Bassick, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. Brings up Jeff Mathis, who singled to left field on a pop fly down the left field line. His first time up. So runner at first base, 2 out. Bees haven't gotten anybody past first base yet. There's a pitch, breaking ball, and it's an ease for a strike, and it's 0-1. Outfield, straight away. Brian Harper going through the signs over in the coach's box at third. You have to wonder if he's going to send Howie here to get something going. Moved to first base by Bassick, and Kendrick is back. Oh, and 1 the count on Jeff Mathis. Bassick ready. The pitch. Breaking ball high, evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Final game of the series tomorrow. 1 hour earlier, 7 o'clock start Mountain Time. Casey Ohlenberger at 4-1 against left-hander Bill Murphy, another reliever making a fill-in start. He's 1-3. There's a fastball in tight to the right-hand batter. And the count on Mathis is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Casey Smith is due next. Now Bassick ready. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball back at third. Off the glove of Barden, trying to back at it. Deflects down the left field line. Kendrick racing for third. The throw safe. And into second base goes Jeff Mathis. And the Bees have runners at second and third with 2 out. A hot shot off the bat of Mathis. Barden tried to make the backhand play on it. It bounced off the heel of his glove and down the left field line. And by the time Drew could chase it down, Kendrick was hustling into third. Play was close at third, but Howie got in. And in behind him, Mathis goes to second base. That's going to be ruled an error on the third baseman, Barden. So now runners at second and third, 2 out, and Casey Smith at the plate. Flied out to left field, his first time up. A base hit here could tie it up. So Kendrick at third, Mathis at second base. Bassick ready, the pitch. Curve ball inside at the knees, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Oh, outfield, straight away. The 1-0. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 2. 2-0 the count on Smith. He's trying to get on the board here. Base hit could score 2 and tie it up. Kendrick at third, Mathis at second. The 2-0 pitch to Casey. Rip foul through the coach's box at third. 2-1 the count. And the Bees back home Monday to start the longest homestand of the season. 14 games in 14 nights. And it starts on Monday with a family night, Harmon's family night game against the Fresno Grizzlies. And there's an important announcement to go along with that game. The 2-1 pitch, Casey, a high chopper over the mound. Over the shoulder grab by Bassick. Turns and throws to first for the out. And that retires the sign. We'll give you that announcement when we come back. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Tucson 2, the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
Hi, this is Ned Siegfried of Siegfried & Jensen. We all know Utah is a great sports state. Siegfried & Jensen is a proud sponsor of virtually all of Utah's professional teams. The Jazz, the Bees, the Blaze, the Grizzlies, and Real Soccer. In sports, winning is important. The same is true if you've been injured in an accident. To help ensure victory if you've been injured, you need a winning legal team on your side. Call us at Siegfried & Jensen at 1-800-INJURED. That's 1-800-INJURED. Siegfried & Jensen, your legal team if you've been injured.
Sir, can you hear me?
Imagine you've just been in a traffic accident.
Sir, can you hear me?
And right now, the pressure of the steering wheel against your chest is preventing you from answering this question, while your smashed door is preventing the emergency crew from providing you with the help you're very much in need of.
Okay, sir, we're going to get some equipment in here and get you out of there just as quickly as possible. We need those over here right away.
Imagine the feeling of knowing this happened because you were driving dangerously, driving when you maybe shouldn't have, or allowing yourself to be distracted. Imagine hoping you'll wake up from this nightmare. but not being able to. Imagine the flashing lights and the smell of gasoline.
Sir, can you squeeze my hand?
Now, imagine why they're not bothering to ask these questions to anyone else who was in your car. Consider this a reminder. No one understands the importance of driving safely like someone who didn't. 0 fatalities. It's a goal we can all live with.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the right-handed batter, Chris Young, to lead it off against Joe Saunders, Chris Carter, Brian Barden to follow. Chris Young homered to center field on the first pitch he saw from Saunders in the second to put Tacoma out in front. Well, it just found out this afternoon that the Angels have decided that Bartolo Colon, the 2005 Cy Young Award winner in the American League, needs one more rehab start, and it will be in Salt Lake Monday night against the Fresno Grizzlies. So bring the whole family out to see the best pitcher in the American League last year, Bartolo Colon, a 2005 Cy Young Award winner, who is making a rehab assignment start. He's expected to throw 90 to 100 pitches. So make plans to come out to the ballpark Monday night when Bartolo Colon gets the start in Salt Lake against the Fresno Grizzlies. So Chris Young to lead things off here in the 4th inning. First pitch on the way. He shows bunt and fouls it back behind home plate. Strike 1. So Colon, who went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs on 5 hits against the Grizzlies in Fresno on Tuesday, will go Monday. 1 strike the count on Young as Saunders deals. Low and outside for a ball. 1-1 the count on Young. And Saunders has labored through this game. This is his 61st pitch, and it's pulled deep but foul out of play down the left field line, and the count's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Young, Carter, and Barden due up here in the 4th. Now the pitch. Curveball low, 2-2 the count on Young. Acquired from the White Sox in the December deal that brought Orlando Hernandez and Luis Vizcaíno to Arizona as well for pitcher Javier Vazquez. 2-2 fastball misses high and outside. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. Young, originally a 16th round pick of the White Sox in 2001. 3-2 payoff pitch is chopped foul up the third base side, handled cleanly by Chip Hale, the Tucson manager. Young was now with the team at the start of the year as he suffered a broken third metacarpal in his right hand during off-season workouts that needed surgery. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch again is fouled back and out of play. So we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0 Sidewinders. We're in the 4th. So Saunders trying to stop this skid. These have lost 2 in a row and 3 out of 4. The payoff pitch again. Fastball, strike 3, called at the knees. He struck him out. Young had tossed his bat aside, thinking he was going down to first base on ball 4. Instead, that's the 3rd strikeout for Saunders, and there's 1 down here in the 4th. Brings up Chris Carter, who walked his first time up. We mentioned the Angels scored twice in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but Seattle got 3 off John Lackey. In the top of the 3rd, they lead it 3-2 to the Mariners. So 1 out, base is empty, lefty-lefty matchup here. As Saunders deals. Slow curve over at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Again, Saunders 7-2. There are 3 other pitchers with 7 wins, tied for the league lead. The 0-1 pitch, curveball low, 1-1 the count. Tucson's Dustin Nippert, who missed his start to make one for the Diamondbacks on Wednesday, so he'll go again on Monday when they hit the road going for win number 8. Clinton Najad of Tacoma has 7, as does Chris Sampson of Round Rock, who's now with the Astros. Swing and a slow roller at third base side. That's going to be a base hit for Chris Carter. Took a big swing. Good pitch by Saunders. He had a little number off the end of the bat, though, and it stayed fair up the third base line for the sixth hit of the night for Tucson. Wade's kind of gone for the Bees of late. That'll bring up Ryan Barden, who struck out swinging his first time up. So Barden the batter. Pitch on the way, swing on a fastball and a foul back, strike one. And we'll be back with you tomorrow at 7 o'clock Mountain Time here in Tucson for two reasons. One, the Bees and Sidewinders are scheduled to play, and two, Powerball drawings tonight. And well, once again, I didn't win. No balls, one strike. Now Saunders pitch. Harden chose bunt, and that one hit him as it came inside. And so now runners are at first and second base. I have to wonder if I'm Brian Harper if I don't argue that, because if you offer at a pitch and miss it for a strike and the ball hits you, it's a strike and not a hit by pitch. For Saunders, that is the second batter plunk this year, and now the Sidewinders have runners at first and second base with only one out. Bobby Hammock, the batter, reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. The pitch swung on and lofted into right to left center field. Racing back for it, Willett. He's there, just shy of the track, and he'll make the catch. Tagging but holding at second base is Chris Carter. So two down. Willett's got a good jump back on that ball, quickly racing back. And so without number two in the books, that'll bring up Donnie Sadler, who drove in a run with a double up the alley and right center field his first time up. Now 3 for 6 on the year against the Bees, with two of those three hits doubles. 2-0 Tucson, bottom of the fourth inning. Now Sadler awaits the first pitch from Saunders. Swing and a miss out in front of a changeup, strike one. No balls, one strike. Now Saunders ready. And the lefty's 0-1 pitch. Sadler takes a breaking ball inside, and that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sadler, who is originally an 11th round draft pick of the Red Sox way back in 1994. Coinciding with the first year of this Salt Lake franchise. 1 ball, 1 strike to count the pitch. Change up just outside at the belt, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Last night's loss to Tucson, just the third loss this year for Salt Lake, in a game in which they have out-hit the opposition. Now Saunders ready, the 2-1. Swing a slow roller, left side. Ibar to his right has it, turns, throws to second base, and gets the force out on Barden. And that retires the side. Boy, what a difference it makes with Eric Ibar out at shortstop. Nothing against the others, but he can play that position very well at this level. No runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left on base. We played 4 here in Tucson. It remains the Sidewinders 2 and the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
Med One Medical. Med One Medical.
Are you using the same smelly mask and tubing that you got when you started? Masks and tubing should be replaced regularly. You won't believe how much nicer it is to breathe in a new mask. It's healthier, too. Call Med One today at 800-248-5882. With a new mask, you'll have fewer colds and sore throats. Do you snore when you're wearing your CPAP? If your CPAP is working as it should, you should never snore when you have the CPAP machine on. An old, worn-out mask causes leaks and will not allow your CPAP machine to operate at the correct pressure. Schedule an appointment appointment to visit our sleep laboratory and bring your CPAP machine, and we'll do a free pressure check and give you a free CPAP tube. Sign up for our Sleep Smart Gold maintenance program, and your first mask is free. Call 800-248-5882.
Med1 Medical. Med1 Medical.
Hi, Paul Hartman here. You know, if I were to hire somebody for my business, I would want to see their resume. That's why I think it's only fair to give you our resume right now. We have 20 years servicing the Wasatch area. Family owned and operated. Winner of last year's top technician training program. Always staffed 24 hours, 7 days a week. And we specialize in finding you the best solution for your comfort with energy savings. With over 71% repeat and customer referral rate, we know we're doing our job right. So, when you're in need, call Hartman Heating and Air, 264-8300. Serving the heart of your home and business.
All right, we go now to the fifth inning. Bees trailing 2-0. It'll be Ryan Buddy, Adam Patkovich, and Eric Ibar due up to face left-hander Mike Bassick, who's allowed 3 hits, no runs. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. Ryan Buddy bounced to Stephen Drew at short his first time up. Takes a curveball in at the knees, a strike 0-1. Our fifth inning reset of the Tucson defensive alignment coming up after the 1-strike pitch to Buddy. Swinging a grounder foul at the third base side, 0-2. Scott Hairston in left, Chris Young in center, Donnie Sadler in right, Ryan Barton at third, Stephen Drew at short, Alberto Callaspo at second, and Chris Carter at first. A battery of Mike Bassick pitching and Robbie Hammock catching. The 0-2 to Buddy. Fastball inside, leans Ryan back, and the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Buddy grounds 1 sharply to third and under the glove of Barton in the left field. And so Buddy's aboard to start the fifth inning. Barton going to his left, hoping for a hop, but it went scooted underneath his glove. And into left field, so the leadoff man is aboard for the Bees for the first time in this game. That's going to be a base hit for Ryan Buddy, and that'll bring up Adam Patkovich. Flight out to Young in center field his first time up. And now the infield at double play depth. The first pitch to Patkovich. That's lined up the alley in left center field. Racing over to try to cut it off is Hairston. He can't, but the center fielder Young does, and fires it in towards second base. Ryan Buddy goes to third. The Bees have something going finally with runners at first and third with nobody out. For Patkovich, his second hit in 3 at-bats against Bassick this year. And the bottom of the order sets it up for the top half. So runners at first and third, Eric Ibar the batter. He's 0 for 1. Wide to center in the first. He walked in the third. Again, the infield double play depth. They'll gladly turn 2 in exchange for the run. The first pitch to Ibar, a changeup for his strike, 0-1. Going back to when he was first called up by the Angels, Ibar does have a 4-game hitting streak working. Adding .333 against Tucson. The pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball away, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Now the left-hander Bassick ready. Throw to first, and Patkovich is back. He's trying to get on the board. Runners at first and third. Nobody out on back-to-back singles by Ryan Buddy and Adam Patkovich. The 0-2 to Ibar. Swung on and grounded foul as Ibar out in front of a changeup, able to get a piece of it and pull it on the ground up the third base side. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Ibar. With Reggie Willits due next. Bassick ready, the 0-2 again. Swinging another ground foul, this one into the Tucson dugout at third. So it remains 0-2 on Eric Ibar. Ryan Harper, the Bees manager, coaching over at third base. Jim Eppert, the hitting coach, over at first. as the catcher Robbie Hammock goes out to have a quick visit with the pitcher Mike Bassick. There is activity in the Tucson bullpen. Right-hander Jeff Paginaru, who worked his scoreless inning yesterday. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ibar leans out of the way of a high inside delivery, and the count's 1-2. Again, Eric, 4 for 12, a double, a triple, no homers, 4 runs batted in during his stint with the Angels. Now Bassick ready to glance towards first, and the 1-2 pitch instead the toss to first. And Patkovich back, and it was only a step off the bag in the first place. Final from Denver, Colorado outlasted the Dodgers 12-9. Diamondbacks with a win could move back a game ahead of the Dodgers, but they trailed the Mets 3-0. There's a pitch inside corner, strike 3 called at the knees. Ibar spinning out of the way, thinking that was going to be ball 2 inside. A big strikeout for Bassick, and there's 1 out here in the 5th. Second strikeout for Bassick. Both have been of the called third variety, and neither time was the hitter very pleased. Here's Reggie Willits, who has singled and grounded out. So he's 1 for 2. Infield, double play depth. Now turning 2, gets them out of the inning. Snap toward the first, and Patkovich again dives back in, gets that right hand in ahead of the tag of Chris Carter. Runner at third is Ryan Buddy. Adam Patkovich at first. The pitch, Willett swings and fouls it back. Off the screen, strike 1. 0-1 the count. He's trailing 2-0, trying to get on the board here in the 5th. Don't forget, all kids 14 and under, have your parents stop by the Larry H. Miller Chevrolet location at 5650 South State Street in Murray and have them enter you to win a chance to be the honorary bat kid at a Bees home game. The 0-1 pitch, Willett swings and fouls it back, 0-2. Larry H. Miller Chevrolet, after all, you know this guy. So no balls, 2 strikes the count on Willits. Buddy led off the inning with a single, took third on a base hit to center field by Adam Patkovich, but Eric Ibar was called out on strikes. And now the 0-2 pitch to Willits. Swinging a double play, ball to short. The Sidewinders are out of the inning. 6-4-3. No runs, 2 hits, 1 runner left on base. Halfway through this scheduled 9-rounder. It's Tucson 2, the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
Dreaming of owning your own home? Cypress Credit Union would like to make your dream a reality with fantastic rates on low-fee construction and mortgage loans. Visit cypresscu.com or speak to a mortgage specialist at 260-7600. We'll help you determine your home buying power and the loan that best fits your needs. Mention this ad and we'll waive the $175 processing fee when you get your mortgage.
Cypress Credit Union. Your future is our future.
Equal housing lender.
Hi, is this the Federal Reserve? How you doing? Good. I'm fine, thanks. Listen, maybe you can help me. You're the guys who control the interest rates, right? Good. I was wondering if you could just not touch the interest rates until I sell my home. Well, yeah, I understand that, but no, I just need you to not touch the interest rate until I sell my home. That's all. Just, don't raise it. Just, keep it stable. Well, is there someone there who can help me? Yeah, I'll hold. Thanks.
Okay, so you can't control the Fed, but call a Coldwell Banker residential brokerage agent and you'll have qualified buyers from all over the world looking at your home, no matter what the interest rate is. That's because Coldwell Banker agents are not only local experts, they're also part of a national and international referral network of professional agents. So there will be thousands of Coldwell Banker agents all over the world working to find you the right buyer at the right price.
Yeah, hello? Yeah, I'm still on hold. Sure, I'll stay here. Thanks.
Call a Coldwell Banker professional in your neighborhood or visit utahhomes.com. Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage is owned and operated by NRT Incorporated.
Well, the Bees were unable to cash in on a first and third, nobody out situation, so they still trail Tucson 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order, Alberto Callaspo, Stephen Drew, and Carlos Quentin due up for the Sidewinders. Our 5th inning, middle of the game reset of the Bees defensive alignment, Adam Pavkovich in left, Reggie Willits in center, Nick Gorno is in right. Howie Kendrick at third, Eric Ibar at short, Casey Smith at second, and Ryan Buddies at first. A battery of Joe Saunders pitching and Jeff Mathis catching. Caspo is struck out and grounded out in 2 plate appearances. Saunders' first pitch. Caspo takes a letter-high fastball in for a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count on Caspo. Now Saunders delivers. Swung on in line into right field, a base hit. That ball's going to roll to the corner. Gorno has a long way to go to get to it. Here's Caspo on his way to second base with a leadoff double. He wanted to go to third, but Chip Hale had the stop sign up. Caspo's 8th 2-base hit, and so now the Sidewinders have a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Stephen Drews. 2 for 2 with a pair of singles in this ball game. Boy, Joe Saunders hasn't been able to solve Stephen Drew, who now has 6 hits. In 9 at-bats against Saunders, including a double and 2 home runs. So Caspo at second base. The Bees unable to cash in on a scoring opportunity in the top of the inning, and now Tucson trying to come back. Drew shows bunt, runs up and takes high, ball 1. Caspo, the leadoff double here in the 5th. Hit number 7 in the ball game for Tucson. Now Saunders ready. The 1-0. Breaking ball misses downstairs. Ball 2. 2-0 to count. Again, the pitch count on Saunders getting up there. Now the pitch on the way. Drew starts after it. Takes the strike. That would be the 80th pitch thrown by Saunders in the ball game, and we are in a situation where there's nobody out in the 5th inning, so he may be able to go this and 1 more inning, depending on how quickly he gets out of this one. 2 balls, 1 strike the count on Drew as Saunders deals. Swing and a chopper, third base side of the hill. Saunders has it, throws to first, not in time. He hesitated just a moment, thinking he might have a play at third, but there was nobody covering as Kendrick had come in to try to field that ball. So Drew is 3 for 3. And now the Sidewinders have runners at the corners with nobody out. Identical situation to the Bees in the top of the inning, and Salt Lake was unable to cash in. Now here's Carlos Quentin, who has singled and flied to left field. Hit number 8 in the ball game for the Sidewinders. Tucson trying to take the first 3 games of this series and hand the Bees just their 3rd series loss of the season. Saunders looks in, gets his sign from Mathis, and the first pitch on the way to Quentin. Swinging a ground ball to third. Here comes Caspo. They're going to try to turn 2 instead. They get the double play, but the run scores. They had Caspo dead at the plate. As a matter of fact, Caspo had started to slow down, expecting to get caught in a rundown. But instead, Howie Kendrick starts the 5-4-3 around the horn double play. No RBI for Quentin, and it's now 3-0 Tucson. So the Kendrick starts the double play so that the Bees could avoid the big inning, but it's now a 3-0 Tucson advantage. That'll bring up Scott Hairston, who's twice grounded into double plays. That's 3 double plays turned by the Bees in the first 5 innings of this game. Ties for the most double plays turned by Salt Lake in a game this year. First pitch swinging, Hairston pops it up foul behind home plate, strike 1. They also turned 3 double plays on April 22nd at Portland, May 5th at home against Tacoma, May 14th at Iowa, and May 27th at Las Vegas. No balls, 1 strike the count on Hairston. As Saunders deals. Fastball started after it, held up in time, and the count's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count on Hairston. 0 for 2 of those double plays tonight. 1 for 11 in this series. Al Saunders kicks and the 1-1. Curve ball low. 2-1 the count. Complete rundown of all the scores coming up in the top of the 6th inning. We'll update you on how Portland and Tacoma are doing. Now Saunders ready, the 2-1. Swing at a high chopper, backside of the hill, gloved by Saunders, turns and tosses to first. And that'll do it for the Sidewinders in the 5th. One more run though on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We played 5 here in Tucson. It's the Sidewinders 3, and the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
When it's time for your next set of tires, do you want the tire with the best warranty in the business? Then you should head to Big O Tires. When it's time for your next pair of Bees baseball game tickets, do you want free tickets and a chance to win $50,000? Then get to Big O Tires for an entry form and details. No purchase necessary. Big O Tires, Utah's #1 tire store.
A reputation you can ride on Big O Tires.
Next.
Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you you look like Patricia Heaton?
Oh, thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and serene tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteaks.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
All right, we go to the 6th inning, and the hill got a little bit steeper for the Bees to climb as they trail 3-0. Darren Erstad, Howie Kendrick, and Nick Gorneau to face side-arming right-hander Mike Koplove, making his 22nd appearance of the year for Tucson. In 24 and 2/3 innings, he's given up 29 hits, 14 runs, 13 of them earned. He has struck out 18 and walked 10. No decisions at a 4.74 earned run average. The PCL batting .299 against Koplove, who retired all 3 batters he faced yesterday, striking out 2 of them, and the 2 he struck out, Kendrick and Gorneau, the 3rd batter. Mathis hit a 1-hopper back to the hill. So here's Darren Erstad 0 for 2, grounded out to 3rd his last time up. Checking our 6th inning average scoreboard update, New Orleans with a run in the 8th and a run in the 9th. Defeat Nashville 7-6 for their 7th straight win. Oklahoma beats Omaha 1-0 in 10 innings on a home run by Jason Hart. First pitch to Erstad, and it's a changeup strike at the letters, 0-1. Final line for Mike Pasick, 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs, struck out 2, and walked 1. Leads with a 3-0 lead. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-2. Iowa defeats Round Rock in the regularly scheduled game tonight, 2-1. The Express won the completion of a suspended game in 13 innings, 2-1 over Iowa. Colorado Springs leads Fresno 7-4 in the 8th inning now at not Principal Park, but Security Service Field. There's a pitch a little bit low, 1-0. 1-2 round of the count on Erstad. I knew it was some financial services company. Albuquerque 5, Memphis 3. That game in the 7th inning now at Albuquerque. The 1-2 to Erstad, a fastball high, 2-2. Portland 1, Sacramento 0. River Cats batting in the bottom of the 5th. In the 5th at Las Vegas, the 51s lead Tacoma 2-1. 5th inning at Anaheim as we move to the American League. Seattle leads the Angels 3-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Erstad. The pitch inside and off the glove of Hammock back to the screen. The count's full at 3-2. Chicago gets 2 runs in the bottom of the 11th to rally past Cleveland 4-3. Oakland topped the Yankees 5-2. The Big Hurt with his 16th home run of the year. Texas a winner at Boston 7-4 in the night game. The day game was rained out at Fenway. 3-2 payoff pitches grounded to the mound, backhanded on the third base side of the hill by Koplove, who tosses to first for the out. One away. That'll bring up Howie Kendrick, who reached out an infield single his last time up. Tampa Bay, a winner at Kansas City, 9-5. It was Detroit topping Toronto 5-3. Baltimore outlasted Minnesota 9-7. In the National League, bottom of the eighth at Arizona, the Diamondbacks trailed the Mets 4-0. Sidearm pitch, grounded to the right side, fielded off the fourth bounce by Callaspo. The toss to first, and it's 2 up, 2 down here in the Salt Lake Sixth. Mike Koplov making it look easy. Here's Nick Gorneau 0 for 2. Called out on strikes his last time up. Florida and San Diego tied 1-1 in the seventh at Petco. Washington falls at home to Philadelphia 6-2. Pirates shut out the Giants in San Francisco 2-0. Atlanta topped Houston 4-2. Michael Barrett's grand slam carries the Cubs over the Reds 4-2. There's a pitch inside the ball, 1-0 to Gorneau. Milwaukee beats St. Louis 4-3. Former Stingers. Matt Wise gets the win. Derek Turnbull to save for the Brewers. And Colorado outlasts the Dodgers 12-9 in Denver. 1-0 to Gorneau. Fastball strike on the inside corner, just under the belt, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here it's 3-0, Tucson in the sixth inning. He's wasted their best opportunity to score. First and third, nobody out in the fifth as Gorneau takes a bender over for a strike, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mike Koplov has allowed 2 runs in his first appearance against Salt Lake and nothing in the next 6 2/3. Fastball right down the middle, strike 3 called. 3 up, 3 down go the Bees, and after 5.5 here in Tucson, the Sidewinders 3 and the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
I got hurt in a car wreck, and I've got some questions. Is it normal if I hurt worse the day after the accident? Can I choose the doctor? Can I settle my case without going to court? Shouldn't I just trust the insurance company to give me what's fair?
I'm attorney Keith Barton, and I can help. These are the kinds of questions I answer every day.
Until I called Keith Barton, I had no idea how it really worked. I called and he got me $200,000. How's that for an answer?
If you've been in a car wreck and you're hurt, call me at area code 801. It's easy.
Let's face it, life's full of little dings and dents, particularly when you or your teenager are driving. At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we realize not every fender bender requires a lengthy dialogue with an insurance agent. To keep your insurance premiums down, it's sometimes better to handle a repair on your own, especially when the damage is mostly just a cosmetic annoyance. Bring your dinged and dented vehicle to Abra and let us help you and your family get the quality repair you need at a price you can afford. We've been at it for over 20 years, and with the best trained technicians in the industry, we can make your car sparkle like it did before you or your teenager had an unfortunate mishap. So, even when you are not submitting an insurance claim, let Abra work with you to get an affordable, quality repair with a lifetime warranty. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an immediate appointment.
Bottom of the sixth inning here in Tucson. It'll be Chris Young, Chris Carter, and Brian Barton, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up to face lefty Joe Saunders, who's pitched relatively well but has received little, actually no support in a 3-0 ball game. 2 of the 3 runs are earned, 1 is not. Chris Young has homered and struck out in his 2 plate appearances tonight. Don't forget to be on the lookout at home for the Albertsons Triple Play for charity. If the Bees pull off a triple play at home, as they did on May 1st, Albertsons will donate $1,000 worth of groceries to the Utah Food Bank. Albertsons, a proud sponsor of the Salt Lake Bees. So here's Chris Young. Again, this will likely be the last inning of work for Joe Saunders. First pitch on the way to Young. Curveball, and it's an ease, a strike, and it's 0-1. That was Saunders' 89th pitch. No balls, 1 strike, Joe's pitch. Started after it, held up. Did he go around? Yes, says the first base umpire, and the count's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the delivery. Fastball upstairs, 1-2 the count on Young. Chris Young, last year led the Southern League with 41 doubles and runs scored with 100. Swing and a pop foul, first base side. Ryan Buddy to the railing, won't get to it. It lands 6 rows deep. So the count remains 1-2. He also tied for the Southern League lead with 26 home runs. Matter of fact, he's had back-to-back 2020 seasons in which he's hit 20 or more homers or stolen, or I should say, and stolen 20 or more bases. The 1-2 pitch fouled off out of play, 1-2. Richie Sexton has hit a grand slam in the 5th inning. The Mariners lead the slumping Angels 7-2. Here's a pitch. Young lost one into left center field. Reggie Willis drifting back, but he has plenty of room, and he'll put it away for out number 1. So Young retired, 1 away. That'll bring up Chris Carter. Walked in the 2nd, and it'll check swing, excuse me, base hit up the third base side. His last time up. He's starting to run out of opportunities in this one as they trail 3-0 here in the 6th. And Mike Koplov, who's been lights out for Tucson against Salt Lake, will pitch another inning. No one's throwing in the Sidewinder bullpen as Saunders delivers high to Carter. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball, and it's an ease. A strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Again, the final game of the series here tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Mountain Time, Casey Olenberger against lefty Bill Murphy. And the Bees at home on Monday. 1-1 pitch, curveball low, 2-1, and Bartolo Colon will start for the Bees at another rehab assignment start at Franklin Covey Field against Fresno. Your chance to come to the ballpark and watch the 2005 American League Cy Young Award winner. The 2-1 delivery, and Carter takes a curveball for a strike, 2-2. And he'll be scheduled to throw 90 to 100 pitches. It'll be a full effort for Bartolo Colon on Monday. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball up and in. Leans Carter back out of the way. Ball 3. 3-2 the count. So now the Salt Lake franchise has had a Hall of Famer, Paul Molitor, and a Cy Young Award winner, and Bartolo Colon pitched for them. 3-2 payoff pitch is line foul down the left field side as Carter tried to go the other way with it, as he did on his 2-run single that tied the game in the bottom of the 10th last night. Just a nice piece of hitting going the other way. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count on Carter. Time called as he steps out. Carter's driven in 10 runs now over his last 4 games. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Saunders payoff pitch. Curveball low, he walked him. Just the second walk issued by Joe, and now there's a runner at first base. 1 out. Saunders has not had a 1-2-3 inning yet in this game. Brings up Brian Barden, who was hit in the foot by a pitch his last time up. So runner at first base, 1 out, as Carter now has reached all 3 times he's come to the plate. Now Saunders ready, the kick and the pitch. Fastball just missed a little low, I guess. Ball 1. Just a reminder, this is the second to last game of the independent replacement umpires. The regular officials will begin working on Monday. Not soon enough. 1 ball, the count on Barden. The pitch. There goes the runner. Carter swinging a miss. Throw to second base is high, and Carter is in with a stolen base. His 6th in 8 tries. Count on Barden is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Runner at second base now, 1 out, as the Sidewinders try to add to their 3-0 lead here in the 6th inning. The 1-1 pitch to Barton, swung on, popped up. Right side of the infield. Who's going to take it? The first baseman, Ryan Buddy, gloves it, calling off Casey Smith to make the catch for out number 2. So 2 down. That'll bring up Robbie Hammock. Scored a run in the second when he should have been out. And he was caught leaning at first base by Saunders, but as he went to second base, he was going to be thrown out by Ryan Buddy, except Ryan's throw was off the mark and got away from Casey Smith. Buddy the error, so that kept the inning going, and Donnie Sadler doubled home Hammock. That at the time made it 2-0. So 2 outs, a runner at second, the pitch. Curveball inside of Panise, ball 1. These in the 7th will have Mathis, Smith, and Buddy due up. One ball, no strikes. Now Saunders pitch. Swinging a tap foul behind home plate. That evens the count on Hammock at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's trailing 3-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Hammock waiting. Saunders looking in, getting his sign. Left-hander sets. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Hammock. Fastball inside the right-hand batter. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck, Donnie Sadler, the veteran. Now Saunders ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a foul as he had a hack at a fastball and sent it back into the screen. And so the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tucson, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th. Runner at second base, Carter. Not all that big a lead. Saunders ready, the 2-2. Swung on and lifted foul. Out of play, first base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straight away, the infield back. Saunders trying to get out of the inning. Here's the 2-2 to Hammock. High chopper, left side, Ibar charges, takes the shoulder high bounce, throws low into the dirt past Buddy, and it skips into the crowd. Into score goes Carter, and on to second base goes Hammock. It's 4-0 in favor of Tucson. That'll be a throwing error all the way on Eric Ibar, and now it's 4-0 Sidewinders. That'll bring up Donnie Sadler, who's 1 for 2. The run is unearned, as are 2 of the 4. The second error of the ball game as they continue to slide in the BCL standings when it comes to their fielding percentage. Pitch to Sadler, breaking ball into the dirt. Good stop by Mathis. Ball 1, the count. These with a fielding percentage of .975 coming in. That ties for 11th in the league. So 1 ball to count on Sadler. The pitch into the dirt, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes for Sadler. Hammock at second base, 2 out. There is activity in the Salt Lake bullpen as a right-hander is up for the Bees. Time called as the hitter steps out. Chris Buchek throwing in the Salt Lake bullpen. Now Saunders ready. Here's the 2-0. Fastball strike on the outside corner to the knees. 2-1. Saunders, for the most part, has pitched well. Again, 2 of the 4 runs are unearned, but again, no offensive support. The Bees held without a run through the first 6 innings. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Fastball low, ball 3. 3-1 to count on Sadler. And the Bees have not won more than 3 in a row, nor they have lost 3 in a row. Their only 3-game losing streak was the 9th, 10th, and 11th of April. 1 loss here and 2 in Las Vegas. A loss here tonight would be their 3rd straight. The 3-1 pitch. Sadler takes low, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, the 3rd of the game, issued by Saunders. And Saunders is probably done for the night. He's up over 100 pitches, and now Ryan Harper comes out of the first base dugout and heads to the mound. And he's going to call for Chris Buchek. That's going to be all for Joe Saunders. We'll give you the numbers on Chris when we return. After this, 1-minute timeout for a pitching change on ESPN 1230.
Next. Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you you look like Patricia Heaton?
Oh, thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and serene tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteak.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Chris Buchek coming on to make his 14th appearance of the year, his 9th out of the bullpen. Buchek in 28 innings has given up 39 hits, 28 runs, 26 of them earned. He has struck out 13 but walked 21. Buchek is 2-2 with an 8.36 earned run average. The PCL batting a hefty .348 against Chris, who has a win against Tucson this year as a starting pitcher. He'll inherit runners at first and second, 2 out. Buchek's last outing was the loss that he took on June 5th at Fresno, giving up 4 runs on 4 hits in 1 inning. He's allowed 13 runs in his last 4 appearances over just 3 1/3 innings. So he'll inherit the runners at first and second base. Since going to the bullpen, he's allowed all 5 inherited runners to score. Here's Cayaspo, who sliced a double into the right field corner and scored. Last inning for the Sidewinders. So now runners at first and second, 2 out. Again, we can't close the books on Saunders. He's responsible for the 2 men on base, but if they come in to score, those runs are unearned, as the 2-base throwing error by Eric Ibar extended the inning. First pitch to Cayaspo, and it's in at Feliz for a strike 0-1. Now, Buchek did give up the 4 runs in that 1 inning, but he very easily could have gotten out of that inning with just 1 run scoring. A couple of things didn't go his way. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Fastball inside, snap throw to second base, and safe on a close play is Hammock. Ibar coming in behind the runner and getting to the bag just as the ball arrived, and then made the quick tag, but the umpire ruled Hammock got the foot in ahead of the tag. So the count on Cayaspo is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. There's Buchek looking in, getting his sign. Now the 6'5" right-hander deals. Slice foul out of play down the left field line, and the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cayaspo a single in 2 at-bats against Buchek this year. Hammock at second, Sadler at first with 2 out. Now Buchek ready, the 1-2 to Kayaspo. Weighing a ground ball to short, Ivar charges, gloves, and throws low into the dirt again, but this time Buddy comes up with it for the out, and that retires the side. 1 run, it was unearned, no hit. 1 error, and 2 runners were left on base. We played 6, it's now Tucson 4, the Bees nothing on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowl, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for.
Classic baseball is back. The Salt Lake Bees. Now get a family pass to see the Bees this season for an incredible $199. That's only $276 per game for your entire immediate family. Call 325-BASE to get your family pass. The Salt Lake Bees. Classic baseball is back.
Salt Lake City Credit Union is a guaranteed home run with personalized service and the best rates in town. Salt Lake City Credit Union offers a full menu of financial services, including business services and SBA loans, mortgages, free checking and debit cards, auto loans, and online banking. With 7 locations throughout the valley, they're big enough to provide you with everything you need from a financial institution, and they're small enough to give you the friendly, individualized service you deserve. You owe it to yourself to have an account at Salt Lake City Credit Union, above and beyond every day.
Eligibility and membership required. Federally insured by NCUA.
The top of the 7th. He's trailing now by 4-0. Mike Hopla starting his 2nd inning of relief for Tucson. He'll face Jeff Mathis, Casey Smith, and Ryan Buddy, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Salt Lake batting order. Mathis has singled and reached on an error. It's also time for the Zions Bank 7th inning game summary. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Tucson. No runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for the Bees, who have left 5 runners on base. Tucson has stranded 6. First pitch to Mathis. He shows bunt, takes strike on the outside corner at the bell, 0-1. Tucson, 2 in the 2nd inning, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. His only real scoring opportunity came in the 5th. Runners at 1st and 3rd, nobody out. But they could not cash in as Mathis rips a hanging curve into left field, a base hit. And so Jeff has his 2nd hit of the ball game. The Bees have their leadoff man on base. Here in the 7th inning, brings up Casey Smith. 0 for 2, retired on a comebacker his last time up to Mike Bassick. The Bees 7th inning game summary brought to you by Zions Bank. At Zions Bank, they haven't forgotten who keeps them in business. So runner at first base, nobody out for the Bees here in the 7th. Again, 2 out of the 4 runs unearned for Tucson. The first pitch to Smith. Fastball runs inside to the right-hand batter. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Left-hander starting to throw in the Tucson bullpen. That would be Randy Schultz. 1 ball the count on Smith. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball and a hit and run through into right field, a base hit. Rounding 2nd and heading for 3rd is Mathis. I don't think there's anybody on this team that does a better job at the plate on a hit-and-run situation than Casey Smith. He has executed it so many times over the last couple of years, but particularly this season. So once again, for the 2nd time in 3 innings, the Bees have runners at 1st and 3rd with nobody out. And the batter will be Ryan Buddy, who's 1 for 2. He singled to left field his last time up. We mentioned earlier Reggie Sanders of Kansas City at his 300th career home run. He becomes the 5th player in Major League history to have 300 homers and 300 stolen bases. The first pitch to Buddy is high, ball 1. 7th inning game summary brought to you by Zions Bank. At Zions Bank, they haven't forgotten who keeps them in business. Pretty There's the 1-0 pitch, slow roller, right side, could be two. Cayaspo turns, goes to second one, throw to first, double play, and the run scores. So that takes you out of the big inning. No RBI for Ryan Buddy, who on a 1-0 pitch grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. Mathis comes across the plate, and it's a 4-1 ball game. Well, that just takes you out of the big inning. Third double play hit into by the Bees in this game. That is, I believe, the most double plays turned by a Bees opponent this year. It is. As the first pitch into Adam Pavkovich is a ball. 1-0. Pavkovich 1 for 2 with a single. The other four players, pretty impressive list. Fastball inside. 2-0 on Pavkovich. The other 300 guys are Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, Andre Dawson, and Bobby Bonds. Steve Finley of the Giants needs one more home run to join the 300 club. Here's a swing and a roller toward short. Charging Drew gloves it, sets and throws to first. And that retires the side as Pavkovich went after the 2-0 pitch. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 7th inning stretch time brought to you by America First Credit Union. For any financial needs, come to America First Credit Union, where members come first. After 6 and a half, it's Tucson 4, the Bees 1 on ESPN 1230.
Next. Hi, I'd like 3 pounds of fresh salmon, and can you cut me a couple of T-bone steaks about 2 inches thick?
Yes, ma'am. Say, anyone ever tell you look like Patricia Heaton?
Thank you. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, can we marinate your steaks while you shop and suggest a recipe for the salmon?
Ooh, you had me at marinade. Thanks.
Oh, now I know who you are.
Hi, I'm...
the driver of my kid's school bus.
That's me.
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Oh, hi, Miss Heaton. Need help selecting produce?
Do you have any good cooking ideas for mushrooms and tomatoes?
How about pan-seared portobellos and roasted romas?
That sounds good.
Of course, you could saute shiitakes and serene tomatoes, or braise the buttons and bake some beefsteak.
No more calls. We have a winner. You know your stuff.
I try. We do carry over 300 different kinds of fruits and vegetables.
You've been very helpful. How are you with auditions?
For quality and selection, Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowls, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
We come to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 4-1 ball game now. The Bees had runners at first and third. Nobody out. Managed just 1 run on a double play ball. Stephen Drew, Carlos Quentin, and Scott Hairston, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Tucson to face right-hander Chris Butchek. Stephen Drew, 3 for 3 with 3 singles. First pitch on the way from Butchek. Inside at the belt, ball 1. The final line on Saunders, 5 2/3 innings. 8 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of them earned. Struck out 3, walked 3, hit a batter, and gave up 1 home run. The 1-0 pitch is a strike and a finish, 1-1. And unless the Bees come up with some offense, he'll get tagged with his 3rd loss against 7 wins. The line by Butchek and the 1-1. Inside at the belt, ball 2. 2-1 the count on Drew. 0 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series, but as I mentioned, 3 for 3 in this one. 2-1 pitch on the way. A fastball inside above the knees, ball 3. Three and 1 the count. Now Butchek's pitch. Swing and a foul. Lifted third base side. That one's onto the roof. Full count now on Drew at 3-2. Angels trailing the Mariners 8-2 now in the 6th inning. Again, Richie Sexton breaking the game open with a grand slam in the 5th. 3-2 payoff pitch to Drew. Left toward third, and that's inside the bag and fair. Rolling down the left field line, heading into the corner. Adam Pavkovich giving chase, and Drew's into second base with a leadoff double, hit number 4 for Drew on the night. Hit number 9 altogether for Tucson. That'll bring up Carlos Quentin, who is singled, fly to left, and grounded into a double play. Well, the troubles continue for the Bees here, as Tucson looks to make it 3 in a row over Salt Lake. Actually 4 in a row, as they won the final game of the series in Salt Lake back in mid-April. He's won 6 of the 8 meetings during that month. Buchek ready, the pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Ibar's got it. Drew will advance to third as the throw to first is in time for the out. One away, that'll bring up Scott Hairston, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of double plays grounded into. So here's Hairston. He's entered this game leading the season series 6-4. Tucson has only won 1 season series over the Bees, Singers or Buzz, since the 95 season. That was in 04 when Tucson took 10 out of 16. Prior to that, they hadn't won a series since 95 when the Toros took 9 out of 7 from the Buzz. So Drew at third with 1 out. And the pitch to Hairston is inside, ball 1. The infield in all the way around. Try to cut off that run at the plate. Hairston waiting. Now Buchek's pitch. Strike on the outside corner at the belt, 1-1. Scott Hairston, 240 hitter in 116 major league games played for Arizona. 13 homers, 29 runs batted in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buchek from the belt, the pitch. Fastball up and in. Hairston leans back out of the way and then goes down on one knee. 2-1 the count on the right-handed batter. In the 2 games involving the other teams right now in the division, Portland still leading at Sacramento 1-0 in the 7th. Las Vegas leading Tacoma 3-2 in the 7th. The 2-1 pitch to Hairston. Breaking ball, strike, and it's an ease, 2-2. The other team, Colorado Springs, leading Fresno 7-5 in the 9th inning. In the Springs. Here it's 4-1 Tucson, bottom of the 7th, the Sidewinders, with a runner at third base and 1 out. Buchek stares in, gets his sign from Mathis. And now the 2-2 pitch. Just missed, and I'm not sure where. Buchek glaring at the home plate umpire. He thought he had the corner and above the knees. But instead of getting the called third strike on Hairston, the count is full at 3-2. Now Buchek ready, the pitch on the way. Swinging a rocket through the legs of Kendrick into left field. In from third Drew, and it's 5-1 in favor of Tucson. How many times have we seen it this year? It looked like a Bees pitcher has made an outstanding pitch to get it out, doesn't get the call, and on the very next pitch, the hitter delivers. In this case, it's a base hit. It looked like it zipped through the legs of Kendrick, but they're ruling too hot to handle. And it's now 5-1 Tucson. And for Hairston, that's just his second hit in 13 at-bats in this series. Brings up Chris Young, who's 1 for 3 with a home run. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball left side. Just eluding Kendrick into left field. Stopping at second base is Hairston. And now the Sidewinders have runners at first and second and 1 out. And they're poised to break this one wide open. Chris Carter, the batter. He's walked twice and reached on an infield single on an, check swing roller. Now the catcher, Mathis, out to have a quick word with Chris Buchek. So here we go. First and second base, one out. Runner at second base, Hairston. Young over at first. Buchek ready, and the pitch. Breaking ball, and it's an ease. A strike to Carter, and it's 0-1. Only 2 games going on in the majors. Again, Seattle leading the Angels 8-2 in the 6th. Marlins now out in front of San Diego 2-1 in the 8th at Petco. 1 strike to count on Carter as Buchek delivers. Swing and a foul back into the screen, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Carter, rated by Baseball America as the number 11 prospect overall in the Diamondbacks organization, and their best power prospect. He hit 31 home runs to lead the organization last year, 21 in Class A Lancaster, and 10 for Double-A Tennessee. Now Buchek ready, and the 2-strike pitch. Swung on and lifted foul out of play down the left field line. For the Bees in the 8th, they'll have the top of the order. Eric Ibar, Reggie Willits, and Aaron Erstad due up. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Carter. Now Buchek from the belt ready. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, popped him up. Third base side, foul ground, now near the bag on the fair side. The infield fly rule in effect. Kendrick makes the catch anyway, but staggered a bit for out number 2. Brings up Brian Barden, who's 0 for 2. Popped up to the first baseman, Buddy, his last time up. So runners at first and second, 2 out for Barden. So Barden at the plate. Facing Chris Buchek, who comes set, the right-hander ready. The pitch on the way, and Barden takes a bender over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Barden on the year has come to the plate 3 times against Chris. He has struck out, he has walked, and he's been hit by a pitch. Now the delivery. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Bottom of the 7th inning, 5-1 the score in favor of Tucson. They've led since a 2-run second inning. Now Buchek is ready, the 0-2. Swung on, grounded, right field, base hit. Here comes Hairston around third. Gorneau comes up throwing. Off line, throw to second base, and out there on the head first line is Barden. But the run scores on the RBI single by Brian Barden, and Tucson scores 2 runs in the inning. 4 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the 8th. It's now Tucson 6, the Bees 1 on ESPN 1230.
It's coming, and it's coming fast. The world's greatest riders on the world's fastest motorcycles, escaping danger at every turn. It's the AMA Superbike Championship at Miller Motorsports Park. Miller Motorsports Park delivers Utah onto the stage of world-class racing with the inaugural Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, presented by Parts Unlimited. See this thrilling race Friday, June 16th through Sunday, June 18th. See every hair-raising turn on the newest, longest, and finest racetrack ever built in North America. Plus, you'll witness AMA Supermoto riders competing in a high-flying aerial assault that will have you holding your breath. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster or by calling 325-SEAT. That's 325-SEAT. The Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, June 16th through the 18th at the brand new Miller Motorsports Park in Tooele. It'll make your heart race. For more details, visit MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
If you're in the market for a home theater system or new TV, RC Willey is the only place to shop. No one has a larger selection of complete home theater systems, high-definition big screens, flat panel LCD, and plasma TVs. Items are in stock for same-day delivery. Choose from the name brands you prefer, including Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, Mitsubishi, and Toshiba. Come in today and find out how you can pay 0 interest for 12 months on purchases of $4.99 or more. R.C. Woolley, one place, so many possibilities.
Left-hander Randy Choate comes on the pitch now for Tucson, and for Choate this will be his 31st appearance of the year. That stops in the Pacific Coast League. Choate in 32 innings has given up 28 hits, 11 runs, 9 of them earned. He has struck out 29 and walked 4. Choate 3-0 with a 2.53 earned run average, 5 saves in the PCL, batting .233 against left-hander Randy Choate here in the 8th. Mike Koplov goes 2 innings, gives up 2 hits, 1 run earned, no walks, 1 strikeout. Choate to face Eric Ibar, Reggie Willits, and Darren Erstad. Ibar in his first game back, 0 for 2 with a walk. Probably a little rusty, not getting a lot of playing time while he was with the Angels. Swings and grounds 1 foul just outside the bag at first for strike 1. He's with a steep hill to climb as they trail by 5 here in the 8th. Not in position to do it right now, but be on the lookout for the Geico Insurance run of the game. The first time after the 5th inning, the Bees score a run to add to a lead. Geico Insurance donates $25 to the Air Force Fund. Check your yellow pages to call your local Geico office today. So far, there have been 29 Geico Insurance runs, making the total donation $725. The 0-1 pitch low and inside as Ibar skips rope to get out of the way. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. The pitch. Swung on, high bouncer toward short. Drew charges, scoops it up on the short out, and throws to first for the out. 1 away, another fine play by Stephen Drew. That'll bring up Reggie Willits, who's 1 for 3. Drew charging hard on the slow high bouncer, scooping it up off the short hop on the second bounce before throwing on the run to first. 1 away for Reggie Willits. Randy Choate, third pitcher employed by manager Chip Hale tonight. The pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner at the knees, 0-1. These have managed only 1 run tonight. And that one came home on a double play, so no RBI. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit low for a ball, 1-1 so far. The only highlight for the Bees is the infield single for Howie Kendrick in the 4th to extend his hitting streak to 8 games. Lorenzo Bundy moving center fielder Chris Young towards right center as the curveball misses inside to Willits. Ball 2. He had been playing him pretty much straight away, but Bundy wanting to move over towards right center. See if the adjustment leads to anything. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right at Alberto Callaspo. Handles the third hop and throws to first for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Darren Erstad, who's 0 for 3. Mike Napoli has hit his 5th home run of the year for the Angels, but with nobody on base. In the bottom of the 6th, the Angels now trail the Mariners 8-3. So here's Darren Erstad, 0 for 3 on the night and 2 for 24 in a Salt Lake uniform. Choate's pitch, and it's low, ball 1. Choate, a veteran of 164 games pitched in the big leagues with the Yankees and the Diamondbacks, appearing in the postseason. There's a pitch, low for a ball, 2-0 against the Diamondbacks for the Yankees in the 2001 World Series. 2 balls, no strikes on Erstad. Nobody on, 2 out in the 8th as Choate delivers. Low and outside, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Tucson 6, the Bees 1. Again, 2 of the 6 runs are unearned. But they're on the board. 3-0 pitch. In at the knees is cranking at 3-1. Howie Kendrick is due next. Erstad awaits the 3-1. Swung on, a 1-hopper to third. Barden charges in, gloves it, and throws him out. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning on ground ball for Randy Choate. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tucson 6, the Bees 1 on ESPN 1230.
For more than 25 years, there's been a guy you've trusted, a guy you've known, Larry H. Miller. Since 1979, when Larry H. Miller opened his first automotive dealership, he's had one primary goal in mind, to make our communities grow stronger and better by offering the very best in quality, service, selection, and price. And since that day, nearly 3 decades ago, you've been there to help the Larry H. Miller dealerships become one of the largest and most respected dealership groups in the entire country. And for that, we say thank you. Today, you can choose to shop at more than a dozen of our automotive dealerships along the Wasatch Front, almost all of which feature dealership service centers on site. We also have 3 state-of-the-art collision repair facilities to serve you. We know that we could not continue to grow our business without yours. So when it comes to your next car, there's a guy you know who cares about values, honor, integrity, and trust. Larry H. Miller. After all, you know this guy.
Fajita! Introducing Papa John's new sizzling fajita pizza with onions and peppers, a new Southwestern pizza sauce. Choose marinated steak or grilled chicken for only $11.99. A large sizzling fajita pizza, just $11.99. Call now or order online at papajohns.com. Play 100 sizzling days of summer at papajohns.com for a chance to win a Chrysler Crossfire. See store or website for details. Limited delivery area charges may apply.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Comes on to pin for the Bees here in the 8th inning for Will Height, his 24th appearance of the year. In 33 and a third innings, he's given up 37 hits, 19 runs, 18 of them earned. He has struck out 12 and walked 12. Will Height 2-1 with 1 save at a 4.86 earned run average. PCL batting .285 against Will Height. For Chris Butchek, he goes an inning and a third, gives up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks or strikeouts. Robbie Hammock will be the first batter that Matt Wilhite faces. He's 0 for 3, reaching once on a fielder's choice, and another time he reached on an error. Wilhite this year, his 6th appearance against Tucson, no decisions. ERA of 3, the Sidewinders batting .227 against Wilhite. His first pitch low and away to Hammock, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Hammock facing Wilhite for the first time this season. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball outside of Panini's, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Now Wilhite ready. The pitch. Strike on the inside corner at the belt, 2-1. Worked just a third of an inning in his last outing on Tuesday. Got 1 out, but walked 2 batters. Now the 2-1 delivery. Swung on by Kendrick at third to take a hit away. That's out number 1. Didn't have to jump all that high, but he pulled it in for the out. In that situation, eventually the bases were loaded with 1 out. He's trying to protect the lead. Jason Bulger came on. It was a 3-2 ball game and struck out the next 2 batters. So 1 out for Sadler, who's doubled in a run, reached on a fielder's choice and walked. He's 1 for 2. The pitch on the way, and it's inside, ball 1. Time now for a look ahead at what's on the road for the Bees, brought to you by Big O Tires. A reputation you can ride on, Big O Tires. 1 more game left on this road trip. That's tomorrow night. He's right now 3-3 on the trip. Swinging a high chopper foul off the foot of Sadler, and the count's even at 1-1. Then the Bees return home Monday to begin a 14-game homestand again. 2005 Cy Young Award winner Bartolo Colon will get the start on another rehab assignment for the Bees on Monday at Franklin Covey Field. The Bees won't hit the road again until 2 weeks from Monday on the 26th of June. 4 at Colorado Springs, followed by 4 at Sacramento. 1-1 the count on Sadler. The pitch. Sidearm breaking ball, strike on the inside corner at the belt, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield back, outfield towards right, the 1-2 to Sadler. Popped him up, first base side, foul territory. Plenty of room for Ryan Buddy. He's there underneath it, and he'll glove it for the second out. So Sadler fouls to Buddy at first. 2 down. 3,725 here tonight, after nearly 10,000 last night. Here's Alberto Callaspo, 1 for 4. Despite tying for the best record in the league, Tucson has the third lowest average attendance. So 2 out, nobody on. The pitch to Callaspo is low, ball 1. Came into the night averaging 3,894. Only Colorado Springs at 37.45 and Omaha 36.61 lower. Here's Callaspo hitting a line drive, left center field, base hit. Racing over to cut it off Pavkovich, but he falls down in the process, picks the ball up, and Callaspo's into second base with what will likely be his second double of the game. Pavkovich, in an all-out effort to cut that ball off in the alley and keep it from going to the wall, got to it, but went head over heels once he got there. So a runner at second base, 2 out for Stephen Drew, who's a perfect 4 for 4 on the night, 3 singles and a double. The double by Callaspo, the 13th hit for Tucson tonight. Will Height ready, the pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. These have not swept an opponent nor have been swept, but barring a major rally in the 9th inning, the Bees will have to win tomorrow to avoid being swept. Tucson just finished sweeping Portland here. There's a breaking ball outside at the knees, 2-0. The Sidewinders going after their 7th straight win, which would tie them with New Orleans for the longest current winning streak. They won their 7th in a row today. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Drew. Will Height's pitch. Swing and a mile-high pop-up towards the third base dugout. Does Mathis have room? He does, and he puts the squeeze on it for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left. We go to the 9th. It's Tucson 6, the Bees 1 on ESPN 1230.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we know how much you count on your vehicle. So when it needs repairs, body work, or a new windshield, where should you take it? Go to America's most recommended name in damaged vehicle repair. That's right. In an independent nationwide customer satisfaction survey, Abra Auto Body and Glass was the company most recommended to family and friends for quality of work, customer communication, and overall service. Why? Maybe it's our commitment to safety. Abra spends more to train our technicians than anyone else in the industry, and every repair meets our strict safety standards. Maybe it's our lifetime warranty that backs up all those repairs. Or that Abra works with over 500 insurance companies nationwide to make your claims process a snap. Whatever the reason, Abra Auto Body and Glass is proud to be so highly regarded. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an appointment.
Hi, Paul Hartman here. You know, if I were to hire somebody for my business, I would want to see their resume. That's why I think it's only fair to give you our resume right now. We have 20 years servicing the Wasatch area. Family owned and operated. Winner of last year's top technician training program. Always staffed 24 hours, 7 days a week. And we specialize in finding you the best solution for your comfort with energy savings. With over 71% repeat and customer referral rate, we know we're doing our job right. So, when you're in need, call Hartman Heating and Air, 264-8300. Serving the heart of your home and business.
Right-hander Tony Pena comes on to pitch for Tucson and throws it out. Pena making his 8th appearance in the Sidewinder uniform in 7 2/3 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 6 strikeouts and a walk. He's 1-1 with a 3.52 earned run average. The PCL batting .226 against Pena, who got the win, pitching a scoreless inning here on Thursday, and then watched his teammates rally with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th for a 5-4 win. Howie Kendrick, Nick Gorno, and Jeff Mathis are the scheduled hitters here in the 9th inning, as the Bees trail 6-1. Well, they've not generated much. They had first and third, nobody out in the fifth, did not score. First and third, nobody out in the seventh, scored on a double play, so no RBI. Randy Choate retired all three batters he faced in the eighth. So now here's Kendrick, who's 1 for 3. He's extended his hitting streak to 8, but he needs a hit here to extend his streak to 8 straight games of 2 hits or more. Tony Pena ready to go, no relation to the former big league catcher. Fastball up and in, spins Kendrick out of the way, ball 1. If he gets a hit here, he'll go 2 for 4, and his average will drop from over the last 10 games. Shows you how hot he's been. The 1-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. As the bottom drops out of that one, that evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 6-1 Tucson. Hairston, Young, and Sadler in left, center, and right. Barden, Drew, Cayaspo, Carter, the infield third to first. Pena pitching, and Hammock catching. The 1-1 to Kendrick. Swinging a foul. Back to the screen, and the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again tomorrow, it'll be Casey Olenberger at 4-1, who will try to stop the bleeding against left-hander Bill Murphy. Now Pena's 1-2 pitch. Kendrick swings and he misses. He struck him out. 1 down here in the ninth. Brings up Nick Gorneau, who's 0 for 3. So here's Gorneau. So the Bees tomorrow would need a win to not only avoid being swept for the first time, but overall will be their first 4-game losing streak of the season. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball to short. Drew charges, gloves, pounds the glove with his fist, and throws to first for the out. 2 up, 2 down very quickly here in the ninth. That'll bring up Jeff Mathis, who's 2 for 3. So here's Jeff Mathis now as the Bees are down to their final out in this game. Portland leading Sacramento 2-0 in the eighth. Portland wins, they'd be 2.5 back. There's a pitch in at the knees, a strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Now the 6-1 right-hander, Tony Pena, out of the Dominican Republic, and his 5th professional season delivers the 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to short, takes a belt-high hop for Drew, throw to first, and that's the end of the ball game. As no late-night problems or late-inning problems in this one as Tucson dominates from the outset. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Final score, Tucson 6, the Bees 1. Back with the 10th inning show next on ESPN 1230.
The game is over, and the fans are headed home. Stay tuned. The 10th inning show is coming up next. You've been listening to Salt Lake Bees Baseball on your home for the Salt Lake Bees. ESPN 1230 AM.
Athletes can't perform on an empty stomach.
Strike 1.
The Old Spaghetti Factory is the perfect place for your pregame and postgame feasts, team parties, and more. Fill up on our delicious homemade mouth-watering dishes. No one speaks the international language of yum like the Old Spaghetti Factory. Serving the best memories in town. It's the perfect place for any occasion. And now, featuring the amazing adventures of Wally the Trolley for our guests 10 and younger. Catch a ride with Wally and his trolley trio as they explore the world. Sign up for our kids club at www.osf.com. It's safe, simple, fun, and on your next birthday, lunch is on us. Conveniently located to serve you in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem. Good food, good fun, and deliciously complete meals. The Old Spaghetti Factory is where to wind up. The Old Spaghetti Factory in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem.
Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties has beautiful recreational and cabin properties conveniently located by Starvation Reservoir. They offer 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-acre or larger parcels at reasonable pricing. with guaranteed access and simple, easy owner, low down, low monthly financing. There's an abundance of wildlife, including deer and elk, that roam the property year-round. There are endless ATV trails, snowmobiling, hiking, boating, camping, fishing, horseback riding, spectacular views, and so much more. But most of all, you'll escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, and relaxation. Call us to schedule your appointment, 1-877-894-5658, or check our website at mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean, the skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting there for you to enjoy.
Welcome to the 10th Inning Show, a complete recap of today's game, as well as a look at other games around the major leagues and the Pacific Coast League. Once again, let's go back to the ballpark with the voice of the Salt Lake Bees, Steve Klauke.
Well, not much to tell you about on this night as the Salt Lake Bees fall to the Sidewinders 6-1. Tucson took a 2-0 lead in the second inning, and that was pretty much all she wrote as the Bees couldn't generate any offense against the quartet of pitchers used by manager Chip Hale tonight. Here are the final totals for Tucson: 6 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, and 8 runners left on base. For Salt Lake, 1 run on 7 hits, 2 errors, and they left 5 men on base. The winning pitcher, Mike Bassick, now 6-0. The loser, Joe Saunders, 7-3. Time of the game, 2 hours, 30 minutes, 3,725. The paid attendance, Tucson taking a 2-0 lead on a home run in the second inning by Chris Young, and later an RBI double on an unearned run. Tucson would add 1 more in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. These could only get the 1 run in the 7th inning. Howie Kendrick extended his hitting streak to 8 games as he went 1 for 4 with an infield single, but not much else to write home about. Jeff Mathis did go 2 for 4 as the Bees went without an extra base hit in tonight's game. They dropped to 34 and 27 on the year, while the Sidewinders go to 38 and 25 and could have the best record in the PCL depending on what Albuquerque does tonight. And we'll let you know how the Isotopes did, as well as the rest of the PCL and Major League Baseball in just a moment. Right now it's time for our Mountains West Ranches defensive play of the game between Moon Lake, Starvation, and Strawberry Reservoirs. Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties offers great parcels of land at reasonable pricing. Call 1-877-894-5658 or check out www.mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean, the skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting for you. The Abra scoreboard is coming up next on ESPN 1230.
When you take your family out and get a great deal on a big, delicious breakfast, that's getting your Denny's worth. Denny's 3 new Supreme Bowl breakfasts are just $5.99. Denny's Ultimate Bowl starts with country fried potatoes, scrambled eggs, and cheese sauce. Then we layer ham and mushrooms, chopped onions, peppers, tomatoes, and cheddar cheese. You'll also love Denny's 2 sausage and cheddar bowls, or the ham and Swiss bowls, each with bacon, sausage, and pancakes. At just $5.99, that's how to get your Denny's worth.
Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Hey, Bees fans, you know the next best thing to cheering on your Bees after a home run is biting into a mouth-watering chili cheeseburger. Satisfy your cravings and your wallet today with the 99-cent chili cheeseburger. Wiener Schnitzel's famous chili smothered on a cheeseburger. It's only for a limited time and only at Wiener Schnitzel, the world's largest hot dog chain. And while you're there, don't forget to try the new Tasty Freeze Brownie Freezies. Chewy brownies and creamy vanilla soft serve topped with chocolate syrup. Wiener Schnitzel is the official hot dog of the Salt Lake Bees.
Hershey's presents the Soul to Soul 2 Tour, starring Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. It's been 6 long years. Now the wait is over. By overwhelming demand, a second show added. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill in the round. A combined over 60 million records sold and 35 #1 singles. Electrifying performances by Tim and Faith in the concert event of the year. 2 superstars, 1 stage. A never forget. Tickets are on sale now at the Delta Center box office, Ticketmaster, charge by phone, or get them at Ticketmaster.com. Saturday night, August 5th at Delta Center. Don't miss Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Presented by Hershey. Produced by AEG Live and Outback Concerts.
All right, welcome back to Tucson, where the Sidewinders defeat the Bees tonight by a final score of 6-1. Time now to check the rest of the scores on our Abra scoreboard. New Orleans got one in the 8th and one in the 9th to defeat Nashville 7-6 for the Zephyrs. 7th straight win. That after Nashville scored 5 runs in the first to take a 5-0 lead. At Omaha, Oklahoma in 10 innings beat the Royals 1-0. The only run, Jason Hart, 6th home run of the year. At Des Moines, Round Rock won a completion of a suspended game with a 2-1 win over the Iowa Cubs in 13 innings. The Cubs won the nightcap 2-1. Colorado Springs defeated Fresno 7-5. All of a sudden now the Sky Sox in last place are only 8 games out. Memphis held on to defeat Albuquerque 6-5. That gives Tucson now the best record in the PCL, which the Bees had when this series began. Sacramento scored twice in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're now in the 9th, tied with Portland at 2-2. Las Vegas in the 8th inning leads Tacoma by a score of 3-2. In the major leagues, the Angels having a long night as the Mariners lead the Halos 12-5 in the 7th inning. The lone bright spot for the Angels, former B Mike Napoli, has homered twice, his 5th and 6th of the year. In 11 innings, the White Sox edged Cleveland 4-3, despite 2 home runs from Victor Martinez. Bob Whitman had his 24-game save streak ended. Oakland beat the Yankees 5-2 in New York. Texas a winner at Boston 7-4 in the night half of a day-night doubleheader. The day game was rained out. They'll play 2 tomorrow. Tampa Bay won at Kansas City 9-5. Detroit topped Toronto 5-3. And Baltimore outlasted Minnesota 9-7 in a game that the Orioles once led 8-0. In the National League, the Padres are batting in the bottom of the 9th, trailing Florida 2-1. Philadelphia beat Washington 6-2. It was Pittsburgh shutting out San Francisco 2-0. Atlanta topped Houston 4-2. The Cubs over the Reds 4-2 on Michael Barrett's grand slam. Milwaukee beat St. Louis 4-3. Ex-Stingers Matt Wise got the win, and Derek Turnbow the save for the Brew Crew. At Denver, Colorado held on to beat the Dodgers 12-9, and in Phoenix, the Mets shut out the Diamondbacks 5-0. That's your Abra scoreboard. Back with a scoring highlight from this game right after this on ESPN 1230.
It's coming, and it's coming fast. The world's greatest riders on the world's fastest motorcycles, escaping danger at every turn. It's the AMA Superbike Championship at Miller Motorsports Park. Miller Motorsports Park delivers Utah onto the stage of world-class racing with the inaugural Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, presented by Parts Unlimited. See this thrilling race Friday, June 16th through Sunday, June 18th. See every hair-raising turn on the newest, longest, and finest racetrack ever built in North America. Plus, you'll witness AMA Supermoto riders competing in a high-flying aerial assault that will have you holding your breath. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster or by calling 325-SEAT. That's 325-SEAT. The Honda Summit of Speed AMA Superbike Championship, June 16th through the 18th at the brand new Miller Motorsports Park in Tooele. It'll make your heart race. For more details, visit MillerMotorsportsPark.com.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass, we know how much you count on your vehicle. So when it needs repairs, body work, or a new windshield, where should you take it? Go to America's most recommended name in damaged vehicle repair. That's right. In an independent nationwide customer satisfaction survey, Abra Auto Body and Glass was the company most recommended to family and friends for quality of work, customer communication, and overall service. Why? Maybe it's our commitment to safety. Abra spends more to train our technicians than anyone else in the industry, and every repair meets our strict safety standards. Maybe it's our lifetime warranty that backs up all those repairs. Or that Abra works with over 500 insurance companies nationwide to make your claims process a snap. Whatever the reason, Abra Auto Body and Glass is proud to be so highly regarded. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended. Call 1-888-USA-ABRA to schedule an appointment.
Well, the Sidewinders grabbed the lead in the second inning tonight and never looked back. Chris Young led off the frame with a solo homer on the very first pitch of the inning by Joe Saunders, just to the left of the batter's eye in center field to make it 1-0. Chris Carter walked. Brian Barden struck out. Bobby Hammock hit into a 4-6 force out, leaving Hammock at first with 2 out. Hammock left first base too soon and was picked off, but Ryan Buddy made an errant throw to first base, or to second base rather, allowing Hammock to advance, putting him in scoring position for Donnie Sandler. Now the lefty Saunders ready to pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air towards right center. Hit a long way. Gorneau going back. It's going to be off the base of the wall. In to score Hammock. Sadler into second base with an RBI double, and it's 2-0 Tucson. So 2-0 Tucson. They would add a run in the fifth with runners at first and third, nobody out, when Carlos Quentin grounded into a double play. Then with a runner at second base, 2 out in the sixth inning, Bobby Hammock hit a slow bouncer to short. Eric Ibar catching on the run and throwing to first, throwing into the dirt past Buddy and into the stands, allowing Carter to score to make it 4-0. Bees would get their lone run in the seventh when Jeff Mathis singled, took third on a hit and run base hit to right by Casey Smith, and scored on Ryan Buddy's 4-6-3 double play. The Sidewinders would add 2 runs in the seventh on an RBI single by Scott Hairston and a run-scoring single by Brian Barden, and that would be it as the Sidewinders roll to a 6-1 win over the Bees here on a Saturday night. Final game of the series tomorrow as the Bees look to salvage at least one here in Tucson. Back with the pitching matchups right after this final timeout on ESPN 1230.
Athletes can't perform on an empty stomach.
Strike one.
The Old Spaghetti Factory is the perfect place for your pregame and postgame feasts, team parties, and more. Fill up on our delicious homemade mouth-watering dishes. No one speaks the international language of yum like the Old Spaghetti Factory. Serving the best memories in town. It's the perfect place for any occasion. And now, featuring the amazing adventures of Wally the Trolley for our guests 10 and younger. Catch a ride with Wally and his trolley trio as they explore the world. Sign up for our kids club at www.osf.com. It's safe, simple, fun, and on your next birthday, lunch is on us. Conveniently located to serve you in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem. Good food, good fun, and deliciously complete meals. The Old Spaghetti Factory is where to wind up. The Old Spaghetti Factory in Trolley Square, Taylorsville, and Orem.
Mountains West Ranches Recreational Properties has beautiful recreational and cabin properties conveniently located by Starvation Reservoir. They offer 5, 10, 20, 40, and 80-acre or larger parcels at reasonable pricing with guaranteed access and simple, easy owner, low-down, low-monthly financing. There's an abundance of wildlife, including deer and elk, that roam the property year-round. There are endless ATV trails, snowmobiling, hiking, boating, camping, fishing, horseback riding, spectacular views, and so much more. But most of all, you'll escape the rat race of the city and enjoy sheer peace, quiet, rest, and relaxation. Call us to schedule your appointment, 1-877-894-5658, or check our website at mwranches.com. Mountains West Ranches, where the air is clean, the skies are blue, the water is clear, and the magnificent views are waiting there for you to enjoy.
Well, back here in Tucson, it was all Sidewinders tonight as they defeat the Bees by a final score of 6-1. Just a couple of updates. Tacoma lost their game to Las Vegas 3-2, so the third-place Rainiers will stay 4 back. Portland and Sacramento have gone to extra innings, tied at 2. If the Beavers win, they'll be 2.5 out. If Sacramento wins, Portland will remain 3.5 back. Casey Olenberger will try to salvage the final game of the series tomorrow as he takes a 4-1 record to the mound against left-hander Bill Murphy. His record is 1-3. We'll be on the air at 6:40 for the on-deck circle, 7 o'clock for the first pitch. We hope you'll join us for that. Our thanks to you for listening tonight. Once again, in 2 hours, 30 minutes, And in front of 3,725, the final score, the Tucson Sidewinders 6 and the Salt Lake Bees 1. I'm Steve Klauke saying good night and so long from Tucson.
This has been the Kent Inning Show. Make sure to be with us next time for Salt Lake Bees baseball on your home for the Salt Lake Bees. ESPN 1230 AM.